Fly ball to left center field. Here's Victorino checking, and Victorino will make the catch. That'll retire Joe Mauer. At first and second, and now Justin Morneau will bat. We were commenting before the game, Danny Mauer in a 1-for-5 game last night. Every single one of his at-bats, he hit the ball to the right side or the right side of the infield or to the outfield at right.
And he was 1-for-5. He did hit another ball line drive to the right fielder in Worth, but I just can't recall the last time 5 at-bats that Mauer hit every ball to the right side of the diamond. So, and we had been hearing that he's working on, pulling the ball a little bit more, but
with a .336 batting average. Justin is still listed in the top 10, but he is now 5th in the league in batting at .336. There's a line drive, base hit, left center. He's going to get 2 home. Span will score. Hudson scores a 2-run single for Justin Morneau, and the Twins have a 2-0 lead off of Hamels and the Phillies in the early goings. Morneau picks up runs batted in 44 and 45. It's kind of a soft liner into left center.
Yeah, that broke his bat. John Hamels made a good pitch, and Morneau just kind of stuck his back end out, one-handed it, bat splintered, and it got it over the head of the shortstop.
Well, the wild pitch kind of paying off for the Twins, moving not only Span but also Hudson both into scoring position at second and third. Here's Kadire swinging and missing, strike one.
And I think it was a pass ball because it was a strike right down the heart of the plate. And the catcher just boxed it, and it got away from him. And Gardy was barking because Schneider, the catcher, went over and picked it up and threw it out of bounds before the umpire could call timeout.
And the pitch away to Kadire, and it will be a count of 1-1 strike.
Usually the catcher will go pick the ball up, bring it back, and then let the umpire call timeout. But Schneider just picked it up and threw it into their dugout.
And the pitch to Kadire, and a ground ball right back to Hamels. A throw to second, and a wild throw off the glove of Utley and into center field. Morneau to third base, and reaching at first is Kadire. And a very poor start for Cole Hamels here. He had a double play ball in the grasp. And his throw to second base, where Utley was covering, was a low throw. Skipped past Utley. No chance for him to make a play. Now Rich Dubé, the pitching coach of the Philadelphia Phillies, coming out to visit with Hamels and also with Snyder. And this trip to the mound presented by Quick Trip. No fee ATM from Quick Trip because $20 shouldn't cost you $21.50. Well, that'll go as an error charge to the pitcher to advance Morneau to second base and then on to third base. Kadire will reach in the fielder's choice. And the Twins will have runners at first and third, still one away. And the scheduled batter now is going to be Delmon Young. So not a good start for the Phillies, and Hamels, let's see if the Twins can take further advantage as Delmon bats. .302 batting average. Delmon had a big night last night, 3 for 4, and has his average now up over 300. 8 homers and 41 runs batted in. And he takes a strike, 0-1. Hamels right back, and here's a drive to left center field, and this ball is going to be in there. Trapped by left fielder Ibanez. Here's Morneau to score. Kadire on his way to third. Young is into second, and the Twins are leading 3-0. And that'll be a 2-base hit for Delmon Young. Well, whereas the Phillies started last night with a 3-run first inning, the Twins are returning the favor here this afternoon. Ibanez trying to make a shoestring catch, and the ball got away from him. When it did, it allowed Michael Kadire to reach third base and Delmon Young into second base. So the Twins have their 131st double of the year. Delmon has his 16th. And now here's the 7th man to bat in the first inning, Danny Valencia. Twins had their double streak stopped last night when they did not have a 2-base hit. They had a double or more, in 29 consecutive games, one shy of the team record. Valencia bats, and he'll take ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Hamels' 25th pitch of the first inning. So far, he has given up 3 hits, a walk. There's been a pass ball, and there's also a pitcher's error. Valencia swings and fouls, and a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Credit Delman Young with his 42nd run batted in. Scoring Justin Morneau from third base. Here's Hamels to Valencia, and a hot shot. Foul down the third baseline. Polanco, the third baseman, trying to make a backhand stab on that one, but it got by him. And it was just foul down the line. Well, it's very hot here this afternoon. And Cole Hamels off to a very, very poor start. This will be the 27th pitch here in the first inning. He walked leadoff batter Denard Span. Hudson followed with a hit to center. Mauer is the only out so far, and a fly ball to center field. Pitch inside, the full count now, 3-2 to Danny Valencia. Morneau then singled to left center, scoring 2 after both Span and Hudson had moved up on a pass ball charged to catcher Brian Snyder. And the pitch, and Valencia takes called strike 3. Like a little bit of a cut fastball from Hamels, 93 miles an hour. And now the 8th man here in the first inning. Nick Puto will step in to bat with runners at second and third. Twins already have 3 runs in. And the first pitch to Puto is a ball. They're going to walk it. They're going to walk Puto to face Kevin Slowey. So the Twins will bat around here in the first inning. This will be the second walk given up by Hamels. And this one is intentional. Now Slowey steps in. He has 2 hits in 11 at bats. Bat in the game last night. He was the only pitcher that had an at bat, and Crane struck out. Slowey 2 for 11 and a 182 batting average. One of his 2 hits a double, and he also has 2 runs batted in. And Slowey will take a pitch wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Hamels now with the bases loaded facing Slowey, and Slowey swings and fouls, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Slowey had both of his hits and both of his runs batted in one game against Milwaukee back in 2008. But Slowey batting against Hamels at a count of 1-1, and the pitch popped up. It's going to reach the seats. Back behind home plate, and it'll be 1-2 now to Kevin Slowey. Well, here comes pitch number 36 for Cole Hamels in the first inning. Here's the set by Hamels, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss and a fastball. Slowey is down on strikes. Hamels gets his second strikeout. But the Twins bat around and have a big first inning. 3 runs. There were 3 hits, 1 error, 1 pass ball, and 3 men left on. At the end of a half inning of play, it's the Twins 3. Phillies are coming to bat on your home for Twins baseball. Hey fans, be sure to listen in the 7th inning for the Minnesota State Lottery 7th inning scratch, when you can call in and win Twins Sweet Party tickets. The Minnesota's nice little 3-run spot up on the board for Kevin Slowey as the Twins right-hander steps in to face Shane Victorino, Placido Polanco, and Chase Utley in the bottom half of the first inning. Twins batting around, scoring 3. On 3 hits of the runs, just 2 were earned, 1 was unearned. There was an error and a pass ball charged to the Phillies. Hamels had the air, Snyder to catch the pass ball. Slowey delivers ball one to leadoff batter Victorino. 0 for 3 in the game last night, but he had 2 walks and scored 2 runs. Slowey coming right back, and here is the 1-0 delivery, and it's high. 2 balls and no strikes. For Kevin Slowey, his 14th start of the year. 7-4. 75 innings pitched, 86 hits, 10 of them homers. 16 walks and 55 strikeouts. And an ERA of 3.84. Strike is in, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Victorino, a left-handed hitter. He's a switch hitter. He swings and drives a base hit into left center field. Over quickly to play it, Denard Span. And he'll relay it back into the infield. Victorino with a base hit, a solid single. And the Phillies start the bottom of the first with the Victorino single. And now here is Placido Polanco to bat.
Hey, John, you need to have a quick inning out of Slowey here to kind of get the guys and force the Philadelphia Phillies and Cole Hamels to kind of get his pitch count up early in this ball game. And we'll need to let these guys have a long inning and kind of get back into this ball game. Victorino, even though they're down by 3 runs, look for him to try to steal. And also Polanco, good hit and run guy.
16 stolen bases and 17 tries for Victorino, including a stolen base in last night's game. And the first pitch to Polanco is high, 1 ball and no strikes. 3-0, the Twins are leading. 3 runs in the first and a 2-run single by Justin Morneau and an RBI double by Delman Young. Here is the Slowey pitch, up and in, spinning away to avoid being hit by the pitch. Polanco, and it's 2-0. Slowey did not have a good start in his last outing against Atlanta. 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. He left with the Twins trailing 6-0, and the Braves went on to win. Here's the set and the pitch, way high. 3 balls and no strikes. Mauer will run the baseball back out to Kevin Slowey. The start before that, Slowey pitched very well against Kansas City. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs. And he retired the first 13 batters that he faced. Slowey has not been particularly sharp in all of his starts. He has only 4 quality starts in his 13 previous starting assignments. He had a stretch where he really had pitching into the 7th inning, and in some matters even into the 6th inning. Now Slowey ready, and here's a pitch. There goes Victorino. It's low, ball 4, and a walk on 4 pitches. And the Phillies, who are trailing 3-0, they get an opportunity for a good start here with 2 on and nobody out. And here comes Chase Utley to bat.
Well, John, what do you think of the 3-ball, no strike? He was off and trying to steal that base right there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, Mauer has been pretty effective in throwing out base stealers. But in this case here, as you stated, Victorino is one of the top base stealers in all of baseball with now 16 and 17 tries.
Now, he had 3 pitches to kind of get the timing down for Slowey, and they were thinking, okay, 3 balls, no strikes, just get it over the plate. Didn't worry about the runner, and Victorino actually got a walking lead, but the pitch was low.
Now Utley bats, and here's the pitch to Utley, and it's a curveball. It's in for a strike, and it's 0-1.
A good call there for Joe Mauer. He's having trouble locating the fastball, so let's go to another pitch. You've got other pitches in your repertoire. Let me go ahead and see if you can locate those, and that's what he did. He threw a nice little curveball in there.
Now, Utley had a big night last night, 2 for 5 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. He now has 11 homers and 30 runs batted in, sports a .260 batting average. And the pitch, just off the outside corner, missed with a fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike. A leadoff single followed by a 4-pitch walk. And the Phillies have 2 on with nobody out. Slowly taking a little time. Now he's ready. And the right-hander sets, looks to Victorino, and here's the pitch. A swing and a foul back in out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mentioned the Twins leading by just a half a game over the Tigers in the Central Division race, 5.5 over the White Sox. Tigers are playing later tonight Edwin Jackson against Rick Porcello. And the White Sox have a late afternoon game. They're just now getting their game underway at Washington. Jake Peavy against J.D. Martin. The White Sox and the Nationals at Nationals Park. Here is the 2-1 delivery, wide. 1-2 delivery, and now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another packed house here at Citizens Bank Park. Last night, the 72nd consecutive sellout at this ballpark. Phillies have been in the World Series the last 2 years, winning in 08 and losing in 09. And the 2-2 pitch is high. 3-2. Danny had mentioned a bit earlier that it was up to Slowey to get the Twins back in the dugout. Slowey now, without retiring a batter as yet, will pitch his 14th pitch here in the first inning. And 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. He could be a pitch away from loading the bases for Ryan Howard. Slowey just 16 walks in 75 innings of pitching. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's line foul down the right field line. Well struck by Utley, but way back into the seats. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Two on, nobody out. The Phillies in the first. It's 3-0 Minnesota. But Slowey has yet to record an out as he faces the third batter in Charlie Manuel's batting order, Chase Utley. And here's the set by Slowey and the payoff pitch. Line drive, base hit down the right field line. This will get Victorino home for sure. Here's Polanco. He's going to be waved home. They're going to have a play on him. Here's the relay from Hudson to Vocal plate. Not in time. Sure, it'll go as a triple for Utley. And now Rick Anderson out to talk to Kevin Slowey. The Phillies are right back in the game, trailing 3-2, and with nobody out, they have Utley at third base, and here's Ryan Howard to bat.
Yeah, Slowey made a good pitch there, John. He went with the off-speed pitch, little changeup on the 3-2 pitch. Had Utley out in front, but he's so well balanced, he kind of kept his hands back and just kind of one-handed it down into the corner down there. Kadire made a nice play to get it back into the infield.
Well, the relay, Kadire to Hudson to Mauer, not in time to get the trail runner. Placido Polanco, he comes in to score all the way from first. Victorino scored easily from second base. Trent Utley with a pair of runs batted in. He now has 32.
Boy, John, any momentum, and we had talked about the importance of Slowey's start to get the guys back into the dugout. It just didn't happen.
It's gone.
It's gone. Any momentum that the Twins had, and in anything, you've got still nobody out. The tying run at third base. They're going to concede the run and play back.
And the pitch to Howard is a strike at the knees and no balls and 1 strike. So the Phillies are just a ground ball away from tying the score here in the bottom of the first inning. And certainly a fly ball will get Utley home. Howard, who had the big night last night, swings and hits a foul. This one down the left field line, chased by Valencia and Young, but it's in the seats. And it will be 2 strikes to count to Ryan Howard. Boy, what a night for Howard last night. 4 for 4, 2 home runs, a triple and a double. 11 total bases, tying his career high. I thought maybe Howard might be in line to being close to the major league record for total bases in a game. He was not. And the pitch. It's inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Major league record held by Shawn Green, then with the Los Angeles Dodgers. 19 total bases in 1 game when he had 4 home runs, a double, and a single. Slowly works now as he faces Howard, and here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Kevin Slowey. Got him on a fastball. 91-mile-an-hour fastball retires Ryan Howard. There's a big out. And now Jason Worth will bat with the runners still at third base in Chase Utley. And that is the first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Gardy's going to go ahead now with that big out, bring the infield in, trying to cut this run off. You don't see this too often, especially early in a ball game, John.
Just the first inning, and he feels that maybe Slowey can regain his touch as he delivers to Worth inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jason Worth with a .283 batting average, 11 homers, 41 runs batted in. He had an RBI in the game last night and a sac fly. He has 41 runs batted in. And the pitch. That's a strike, and it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Like a slider that just caught the inside corner. On the left side, Valencia and Puto playing in. On the right side, Hudson and Morneau. The lone runner is Utley at third with 1 out. The Phillies are trailing 3-2. And the pitch off the outside corner, and 2 balls and 1 strike. One out and 1 on. It's a 3-2 Twins lead. Slowey works now to Worth, and the pitch hit high in the air down the right field line. Foul ball, playable for Morneau or for Hudson. Caught by Hudson. Utley tags. There'll be a play at the plate, and he's safe at the plate. Hardy will come out to argue. Mike Everett had the call. It looked like Mauer had the plate blocked. And Mauer, I believe, dropped the ball.
Good play by Hudson in taking charge of that ball for Justin Morneau. And it was cut off by Puto and then relayed to Mauer. Mauer hung on to it, but it was late. Tag. Mauer had his foot blocking the plate, and Utley got his foot in there.
Just got in. Boy, I tell you, that was a very close play.
A good hard slide by Utley, and that pushed Mauer's foot out of the way.
Boy, Mauer went right into Everett's face. He said, I got him.
Yeah, and I think Gardy recognized it too. It was a good call by the home plate umpire. I'm not sure. A heads-up play by Puto because he was at shortstop, came in as the cutoff man, and I'm not sure if he lets that ball go if it one hops and gets there a little bit sooner. But Puto made a nice cut, nice on-target throw to Mauer. Boy, gutsy play there by Utley, and they've tied it up.
That's a sacrifice fly for Jason Worth and a run batted in. And the game is tied. And now the left-handed hitting Raul Ibanez will bat. Hudson made the catch. His back was to the infield and to home plate. By the time he turned around, he made an on-target throw to home. Cut off by Puto, as Danny stated, and then Puto to Mauer. And they just missed getting Utley. He's in safely with the 3rd run in the bottom of the 1st inning for the Phillies. And it ties the game. Ibanez bats. And the pitch, a strike is in, and it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Raul Ibanez.
You know, John, anytime a catcher takes the ball from the right field side, the throw coming to the plate, he has to kind of give up the back side of the plate. And, you know, you're going out to catch the ball, and then you come back, and you have to do that slide, whereas if it's coming from left field, a little bit different angle.
Fly ball to deep center, Span tracking, he won't get it, it's over his head. Ibanez on his way to second, he'll hold there with a double. The Phillies continue to bat here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Boy, it looked like Denard Span had a beat on that one, but he did not raise his glove up to try to make the catch.
John, I think that's just not knowing the ballpark here, and that's kind of the danger zone. If you look at this ballpark, it goes from 387, it cuts back out towards center field, and then straight back to 409. There's a kind of a little bit of a funny angle out there in left center field, and I just think Denard Span got on that warning track and kind of counted steps, 1, 2, and then shied away and fielded the ball off the wall.
Here's the 16th man to bat in the 1st inning. The Twins batted 9, and the Phillies are now going to bat 7. And it's Brian Schneider, the catcher, a left-handed hitter. Slowey's first pitch is a ball, and that was the 28th pitch of the 1st inning for Kevin Slowey.
Well, with that ball there, I got to think that this ball is carrying here today. It is a hot, steamy afternoon.
Ball was hit well by Ibanez, but you're right, Danny. It just seemed to carry it, and it went all the way to the wall. Took one hop on the warning track and bounced off the wall, and Ibanez cruised into second base with a two-base hit, his 13th double of the year.
Now, John, I asked Gardy a little bit off the record about his pitchers having to pitch in this heat, because usually, John, playing in the Metrodome, they play 81 games there. The pitchers, in 72 degrees weather. Now it's a little bit different. Yes, they play 81 on the road.
There's a number of games that the Twins could play indoors, even on the road, at Seattle and Toronto.
But you think about it, though, when you come out to the West Coast, usually it's hot down in Texas. And sometimes a pitcher won't even, a 3-game series won't even have to pitch in that heat, and they get back onto either the West Coast where the heat is nothing like this.
Yeah, this is a very warm day here in Philadelphia, 88 degrees at game time, but much warmer down on the field.
And Gardy talked a little bit about it with Liriano when he pitched against Colorado. It was the hottest day that at Target Field, and he felt his red light came on in that first inning and just had a tough time to kind of cool back down.
Now Slowey with his 31st pitch of the first inning, and it's way high, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Brian Schneider.
Now there's a curveball, John, and that just spun. He got underneath it and just rolled it up there.
Now Schneider, he took his batting helmet off and wiped his brow. He's working up a sweat in this 3-ball, 1 strike at bat. At second base, Ibanez. It's a 3-3 tie game. Slowey's pitch. Here's a high fly ball down the left field line. Delman Young toward the foul line. He's got room, and he'll make the catch. That retires Schneider and the Phillies as they bat 7 here in the first inning. 3 runs for the Phillies on 3 hits, and they leave 1. And now at the end of 1 inning of play, tie game at 3 on your home for Twins baseball. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Treasure Island Baseball Network. Treasure Island, proud to be the founding partner of Target Field. The best in entertainment, dining, and accommodations are at the island. Boy, that was a long first. 9 men batted for the Twins. 7 men batted for the Phillies. And 6 runs were scored on a total of 6 hits. 3 for each team, 3 runs for each team. We start anew in the second inning at 3-3. Denard Span against Cole Hamels. Span shows bunt, takes the pitch down low, and it's 1-0. 36 pitches for Hamels in the first inning, and 32 for Slowey. 1 ball and no strikes as Hamels works, and here's the pitch. And a fly down the left field line, chased by Ibanez in foul territory, and right next to the railing, he makes the catch. Nice play by Ibanez. 1 away for the Twins in the second inning. And they are tied with the Phillies at 3. Don't miss your chance to experience an outing with your group during the inaugural season at Target Field. Whether it's an employee outing to entertain clients or celebrate with family and friends, choose the ultimate fan experience. Call 612-375-7454 for more information. Hamels now to Hudson, who singled into center field for the Twins in the first inning. And the pitch. Wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Cole Hamels, 26-year-old lefty, all the way with the Phillies. And the pitch. Strike is in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hamels' best game was against the St. Louis Cardinals in a game that he had a no decision. The Phillies won the game 2-1. Pitches down low and inside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And he pitched 8 innings, allowed just 8 hits, and 1 run, and he struck out 8. He does have 1 game when he's been in double figures in strikeouts. That was against the Giants. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts. Swinging a foul by Hudson. And 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the wind by Hamels and the payoff pitch. And a fly ball to right field. Backing off now is Worth in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch, and that'll retire Orlando Hudson. Out number 2 for the Twins here in the top half of the second inning. Fly ball outs to left and right by Span and Hudson, and now Mauer will bat. Blue Jays beat the Giants again today, 3-0. Jesse Litch was scheduled to start that game for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's coming off the disabled list, making his second start. An impressive win for the Blue Jays over the Giants in interleague play. And the pitch. That's in there for a strike to Mauer. A fastball zips in, and no balls and 1 strike. Hamels right back now, and here's the delivery to Mauer. Swing and a miss on that breaking pitch. An outstanding curveball from Cole Hamels. Two-way, nobody on. Hamels working to Joe Mauer. Mauer was out on a fly ball to left center in his first at bat. Now Hamels brushes off a signal from his catcher Schneider, and Mauer steps out briefly. And Joe gets right back in and is ready to face Cole Hamels at no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the Hamels 0-2 delivery and a swing and a ground ball to first. Howard has it. Race to the base. Won by Ryan Howard. That'll retire Joe Mauer. Hamels comes back after facing 9 batters in the first inning to retire the Twins in the second inning. 3 up and 3 down on 2 fly ball outs and a ground out. Now at the end of an inning and a half, Twins and Phillies are tied at 3 on your home for Twins baseball. Hey folks, your local Kubota dealer takes us down on the farm. New Britain center fielder Joe Benson, 3 for 5, including a go-ahead grand slam in the top of the 9th inning. However, Redding's rally in the bottom of the 9th decided the game, and the Rockets lost 9-8. Visit your Kubota dealer at Hog Kubota on 12 East in Wilmer, or stop by Olson Power at I-35 and 95 in North Branch. Well, the leadoff batter for the Phillies in the bottom of the second inning going to be Wilson Valdez. He's the only regular, other than the pitcher, that did not bat for the Phillies in that first inning facing Slowey. 7 came to the plate. The Phillies scored 3 to tie the game. Strike is in, and no balls and 1 strike to Wilson Valdez. Valdez, no homers, 10 runs batted in, a .248 batting average, 1 for 3 in the game. And the pitch, swinging a foul, and Slowey quickly works ahead at 0-2. 3-3 tie game. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Both teams scoring 3 runs in the first. Justin Morneau drove in 2 with a single that scored Span from third and Hudson from second. And our Delman Young's double scored Morneau from third base for the Twins 3 runs in the first inning. Pitch down low, and it's 1-2. But then the Phillies came back. 2-run triple by Chase Utley and a sacrifice fly by Jason Worth. And the Phillies tie the game at 3. And now we're in the bottom of the second inning. Slowey works to the right-handed hitting Valdez, and the pitch is swung on and hit to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. And it is fair. A home run for Wilson Valdez. Wow. Way back into the lower deck here at Citizens Bank Ballpark. But that ball was hit a long way.
John, another off-speed pitch and just left it up in the zone, and that's one thing that's hurting Slowey so far, is when he misses, he's missing up. Belt high, chest high, eye high, and these guys are whacking the ball around the ballpark.
That's home run number 1 for Valdez. Saw a note on the Phillies. They have now hit a home run in 4 consecutive games, the most that they've done since early May when they homered in 7 consecutive games. In games in which they homer, they are 30-6. And a swing and a miss by pitcher Cole Hamels. He bats after that leadoff home run by Wilson Valdez. And a strike one count. Hamels hitting 167. He's 4 for 24. And the pitch. Ground ball off the glove of Slowey. Trickles towards second baseman Hudson. So to first, but they won't get it. Oh, boy. Slowey reached up to play the one-hop ground ball. And it glanced off his glove. Slowed it down to second baseman Hudson by the time Orlando could field it. Hamels was all the way to first base, and he will reach with the infield hit. 5 hits now for the Phillies. 2 in a row, and we go back to the top of the order, and here is Shane Victorino. And Victorino steps in with a hit in his first at bat. He singled back in the first inning. Slowey, he needs an out here. And the pitch is in there for a strike, and no balls and 1 strike. One strike to count to Victorino. And the pitch. Low and 1-1. So the Phillies lead for the first time, 4-3, and the home run by Valdez. Here's the set by Slowey, checks the runner, and here's the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Twins infield, double play depth. Boy, they'd love to get something on the ground. Victorino runs well. He's tough to double up. But perhaps a hot smash to one of the infielders. They could turn a double play. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. Breaking pitch. And Slowey gets his second strikeout of the game. The first out for the Phillies in the second inning. And here is Placido Polanco to bat. Now Polanco, a walk and a run scored. He came all the way around from first base on the 3-base hit by Utley. Scored the second run to make it a 3-2 game. Utley then later scored on a sac fly by Jason Worth. A foul ball catch by Orlando Hudson down the right field line. Line drive down the left field line. Base hit. Here's Polanco. He'll make the turn. He's going to get to second. Throw on to second base, and safe at second is going to be Polanco. Hamels to third. That's a 2-base hit for Polanco. Third hit of the second inning. 6th hit of the game for the Phillies. And now here's Chase Utley to bat. Boy, Danny, this is not good because the big guns are coming up now for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, no question about it. Here a situation, you're going to pitch around Chase Utley, and if you do to load up the bases to maybe get the ground ball double play, you've got the big guy, and that's Ryan Howard, due up next. So they're going to go ahead and play back, see if they give him something to hit.
Utley tripled in his first at bat. 2 runs batted in. He now has 6 runs batted in so far in this series. Second and third and 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. The Phillies are leading 4-3 in the pitch to Utley. Strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Now Slowey works on 0-1, and he misses with a slider outside, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies scored 3 runs in the first inning last night, 3 runs in the first inning here this afternoon. The Rockies got 3 runs in the first inning in the game on Thursday, which opened up a big lead for Ubaldo Jimenez. And the pitch. Here's a line drive to left, and it's caught by Delman Young. Here is the tag by Hamels. He's going to score. And it's now a 5-3 game, and a sac fly and a run batted in for Chase Utley, with Hamels coming in to score. 2 runs are in. 2 away now, and the batter's going to be Ryan Howard. It was a hard line drive off the bat of Chase Utley, and it never really did come down into the glove of Delman Young. He had to kind of leap up to catch it. But no chance to get Hamels. He comes in to score. Now here is Howard to bat. And Howard with a strikeout in his first AB. Swing and a miss and an off-speed delivery. Strike 1. Howard, a left-handed hitter. Plenty of power. 13 homers, 49 runs batted in. Now Slowey will step off. Slowey sets, checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch, and here's a high drive, right center field. Way back, span at the track. It's gone. Ryan Howard with a 2-run homer. And the Phillies now lead 7-3. Over the scoreboard and about 4 or 5 rows up. Span and Kadire both going back. Gardy coming out. This looks like that's going to be all for Kevin Slowey. And the Twins will be forced to go to the bullpen early, just like they had to last night. Slowey will go just an inning and 2/3, matching the start of Nick Blackburn in last night's ball game. 7 hits, and Slowey leaves in an inning and 2/3. Call to the bullpen on the Treasure Island Baseball Network, brought to you by Jeff Manship coming on the pitch for the Twins. He just arrived from Rochester. Manship was supposed to start for Rochester in their game tonight versus Charlotte at Rochester, but he was summoned from the Red Wings and arrived early this morning on a flight from Rochester here to Philadelphia. And a strike is in to batter Jason Worth. Manship 3-3 at Rochester, 12 starts, 1 complete game, 65 innings, 83 hits. This is the 3rd appearance for Manship for the Twins. He's worked in 2 games. He started a game against the Cleveland Indians when Nick Blackburn was on emergency medical leave. And then he appeared in a game against the Boston Red Sox on the 20th of May. In a game at Boston, he worked an inning and 2/3 in that game. And he's in relief of Kevin Slowey. Slowey will go an inning and 2/3, 7 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned. He walked 1 and he struck out 2. And Jason Worth bats with 2 down and a 7-3 Philadelphia lead. And the pitch, swinging a foul. I was talking to Gardy before the game and telling him about Ryan Howard and his 13 total bases in the game last night. Gardy said, I once had a game where I had a grand slam and a 3-run homer and a double. And I said, Gardy, that's just 10 total bases. He said, yeah, but it's a record. It was at college at the University of Texas when he was playing for the Longhorns. Here's a ground ball to third. And Worth is going to be out in a 5-3 scoring play. Manship gets the 3rd out of the Phillies' 2nd inning. But the Phillies, who scored 5 runs in the 2nd inning last night, come up with 4 here today. And they do it on 4 hits. Nobody left, and now at the end of 2 innings of play, Phillies are ahead of the Twins 7-3, and you're home for Twins baseball. Twins history brought to you by Grain Belt Premium. June 19th, 1988, Bert Blyleven recorded his 250th career win. Bert allowed a run on 5 hits and struck out 7 in 7 innings. The Twins beat the Seattle Mariners 3-1. Grain Belt Premium. Enjoy one at the ballpark today. Grain Belt Premium. Well, Jeff Manship to face the Phillies here in the 3rd. Raul Ibanez, Brian Schneider, and Wilson Valdez to bat. And the first pitch to Ibanez, who doubled in his first at bat, is just a little bit high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Ibanez, a left-handed hitter. Coming right back in the pitch. Wide. 2 balls and no strikes.
John, I was at that game, 1988, and when he got his 250th win, he allowed just 1 run. What are the chances it being a home run?
Probably pretty good. Because that was here's a high drive, left center field. This ball is gone. Oh, boy. Way back into the seats for Ibanez. 8-3, the Phillies are leading their 3rd home run of the game. Right off the bat, you knew that one was gone. Ibanez with home run number 5 on the year.
Boy, John, and Ibanez, he's a guy that really has struggled a little bit in the home run department, but it seems like everybody top to bottom in this lineup right now is swinging a bad wall.
Let's pause here for station identification on the Twins Radio Network. Here is Brian Schneider to bat, the left-handed hitting catcher. A swing and a miss in the first offering from Manship. And then next, a ground ball to second. Hudson has it. And a quick flip to first to Morneau to retire Schneider. He's down on 2 pitches. Well, what do you think, Dazzler? You think they're having a little meeting on Lansdowne Street, Sheffield Street with Jim Hendry, Lou Piniella, rest of the gang?
Yeah, well, you're talking about the Chicago Cubs. And boy, they got shut out 12-zip to the Angels. What did I say yesterday? 12 in a row. Now 13 in a row that the Angels have won on the road. So they're a team that's starting to take off in that American League West Division.
The Cubbies with the loss today.
Wow.
They dropped to 30-38. If the Cardinals win their game tonight against Oakland, they'll be 8 games back.
Which isn't a lot in that division, but at the same time, they just haven't played any consistent baseball to where they're playing good for a number of games. Even if you're losing a couple games, at least you're sitting in the clubhouse afterwards saying, you know what, we got beat by a better team. We still played good. We were still competitive. That has not been the case when you get blown out 12-zip. And Weaver pitched, I think, today for the Angels.
Yeah, and Ted Lilly was on the hill for the Chicago Cubs. Yesterday they pitched Silva. He got beat. And now today they pitched Lilly, and he loses. I guarantee you there's trouble in Wrigleytown right now. Wrigleyville, as the Cubs lose again today, 12-0. And the batter now is the right-handed hitting Wilson Valdez.
Oh, Manship, John, I believe he flew in this morning.
Yeah.
He did not get here last night, and of course I think they were in Rochester, so kind of an easy flight for him to get in here, but still, I'm sure he was up early this morning.
3-1 to Valdez and a 2-hopper hit to third. And it's played by Valencia. The throw on to first to retire Valdez after the leadoff home run by Ibanez, which puts the Phillies ahead 8-3. 2 ground ball outs, 1 to second, the other to third, and now here's Cole Hamels to bat. Our good friend Lavelle Neal III visiting, keeping score.
I think he wants to tell us that Perkins might be making a call up here.
Well, I don't know, after last night's performance by Glenn Perkins, I don't know if he would be a candidate, but we'll wonder, talking about a closed-door meeting between the boys in Chicago, I'm sure that the Twins aren't too happy with the results of the last 2 starters, Blackburn last night and Slowey again today.
Well, John, here's what worries me about this road trip is it started off bad, and last night it's continued here in this second game here with Slowey, and it may snowball because this is going to be a long road trip. Twins still have to go to Milwaukee and then head back out here to take on the Mets. Mets are a hot club.
Indeed they are, and the Mets right now in that series next weekend, 2 strikes account to Hamels, swing and a miss, and he's out on strikes. We'll continue the discussion as the Phillies go down here in the 3rd inning. A strikeout for Manship, his first of the game, and that's all for the Phillies in the 3rd inning. 1 run and 1 hit, the homer by Ibanez. 8-3 Philadelphia after 3 on your home for Twins baseball. Hey folks, this portion of Twins Baseball is brought to you by your Select Heartland Chevy dealers. See your Chevy dealer or log on to ChevyDealOnline.com. We go to the 4th inning, and the Twins are trailing 8-3 to the Phillies after a 3-run first inning for the Twins and a 3-0 lead. The Phillies have now answered with 8 unanswered runs, and they lead 8-3. For the play-by-play, here's Dazzle.
Well, thank you, John. Good afternoon, everybody. As Valencia, third baseman, steps to the plate, he struck out looking his last time up. Hamels delivers, and it's in there for a strike. Cole Hamels has retired the last 7 batters of the Minnesota Twins, kind of getting in a little bit of a groove. Gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in the top half of the first inning. Since then, he's settled down. Left-hander right back, and another pitch in there for a strike. Valencia quickly in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Punto due up next. And then Jeff Manship is scheduled to bat. And there's nobody warming up in the Twins bullpen, so Gardy's going to have to go with Manship, fouled off right side. So Manship going to get an at-bat here, and usually the fact that he had to go to this bullpen early in last night's ball game says Mayhey's not available, Burnett's not available. Ground ball, third baseman Polanco down on one knee, comes up, on target throw to retire Valencia with the first out. So Danny Valencia is 0 for 2, was 0 for 1 in last night's ball game. He came on as a pinch hitter in Major League Baseball. People magazine will be sending someone from Minnesota to represent the Twins as an All-Star among us at the All-Star game. To learn more about the finalists and to vote, go to peopleallstars.com. Voting ends tomorrow. Punto bats, and Manship is in the on-deck circle. Punto takes a slow curve that is in there for a strike. Boy, Cole Hamels. After that first inning, he's really kind of bared down and throwing the ball over the plate. Everything's working now. Fastball, breaking ball, and his changeup. And right back, little tapper, weakly hit to the shortstop. Tough play by the shortstop. And on time. Boy, he made that play look easy. So 2 ground outs, and now Manship gets his bat.
We had heard that Valdez and Castro were splitting time at shortstop with Jimmy Rollins on the shelf. But this is the second game that Valdez has played at short against the Twins, and he seems to be getting the bulk of playing time now at shortstop, and he looks pretty good.
You know, he does, John, and I think that it's kind of a situation that when Rollins comes back, they're going to have to find out what are they going to do with this kid.
Yeah.
Does he go back down? Kind of like what Trevor Plouffe, when he came up, Gardy said, I'm going to play him. And I think that Castro is a guy that is a good caddy for your starting shortstop, and right now he's the guy out there. Manship takes the first pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Second one is fouled off. So Manship, double batting gloves and no wristbands. Looks like he's swinging a Jason Kubelback. 2-tone color. He's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes with 2 down here in the top of the 4th. 8-3. The Phillies. And here's the pitch, and it's swung on and missed. So Manship, in his first big-legged bat, goes down swinging. Hamels now 4 strikeouts, 10 retired in a row, 3.5 complete. It's all Philadelphia Phillies. They are leading 8-3, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. It's time for some Chop Talk. 'Tis the season. The real battle is in the backyard. It's man versus grill. It's vital to have Miracle Meat like pork on your side, so check out hundreds of great recipes at theotherwhitemeat.com. Top of the order for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 4th. Phillies are leading 8-3. They got 3 in the bottom of the 1st to tie it up 3-3. Added 4 in the bottom of the 2nd, and added another one in the bottom of the 3rd. Victorino takes a breaking ball. It's in there for a strike. He is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Sloey started just an inning in 2/3, 7 hits, 7 runs, all earned. Pitch inside, almost hit him. And that evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Manship looks in. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good changeup down and away. Well, a hot afternoon here at Citizens Bank Park. And just gets a piece of it, stays alive. Shadows now at home plate. Position players and the pitcher all in the sun right now. Shadows a little bit out in left field and creeping toward left field to center field. Here's the 1-2 on the way, and it's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shane Victorino, impressive 11 home runs. He's driven in 41 from that leadoff spot. Kind of a table setter, and he's a good one with some good power. Pitch is high. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
They kind of think when Jimmy Rollins comes back that Victorino will still be the leadoff hitter.
I think so, but then you're going to have to kind of, where are you going to put Rollins? Here's the 3-2, and it's lifted down the left field line. Delman Young there, and waits for it, and one-hands it and puts it away. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Polanco steps to the plate. Do you put Rollins in the 2 slot and get Polanco out of there?
I would certainly keep Jimmy Rollins up at the top, as good a table setter as he is, and as good a hitter as he is.
He's got that calf injury, John.
Yeah.
Maybe I give him my at-bats lower in the lineup and try not to disrupt anything right now. You've got Valdez, the shortstop, hitting in the 8th spot, so maybe insert him there. Curveball in there for a strike. Good pitch by Manship. And then give him about 4 or 5 games and then see how everybody's going and then reslot him. 0-1 pitch. Polanco hits it to the second baseman, Hudson. He gobbles it up. And Polanco will be the second out. Chase Utley steps to the plate. Boy, Utley with 3 RBIs, had a triple, drove in 2 runs in the 3-run bottom of the 1st inning, had a sac fly to the left fielder, driving in a run in the 2nd inning. Well, I'm sure that people will be speculating now tomorrow with the starts of the Minnesota Twins starters. Last night, Blackburn, just an inning and 2/3, and then today, Slowey. As Utley takes the pitch in there for a strike. I'm sure that the rumor mill will start heating up about maybe getting a pitcher. There's talk right now. Oswalt of the Houston Astros is rumored now to be going to the Texas Rangers. Nolan Ryan has come out. Check swing, foul ball. He's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. President of the Texas Rangers, Nolan Ryan, has come out publicly and said, yes, we have some interest in him. So I think it's now just a matter of seeing if any other teams step up, have some interest in him, and then it's up to the Astros to kind of weigh their options as to what players, with the value that they're going to get back in return. 0-2 on the way, and it's down and in.
And you know another thing, Danny, with the heated pennant races, look at that American League East with 3 teams. Now the American League Central with 3 teams. And Texas and Los Angeles, the 2 teams in the West. I think the Cliff Lee sweepstakes is certainly going to heat up.
No question, John. And I think that Seattle, knowing that they can't sign him. And my question is, how long do you wait? A little ground ball to the shortstop, Punto. He'll backhand it. And on target throw. Utley getting down the line pretty good. 3 up, 3 down. First for the Twins pitcher here this afternoon. 4 complete. And the Philadelphia Phillies lead 8-3. Chris Atterbury with a scoreboard update next. And you're listening to Minnesota Twins Baseball.
Ten straight.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Minnesota Twins Baseball as Denard Span will lead off. Boy, Cole Hamels really settling in. Has retired the last 10 in a row. Denard Span will lead off, followed by Orlando Hudson and Joe Mauer, hitters 1, 2, and 3. Span walked his first time up and came around and scored on a Justin Morneau base hit. Hamels delivers, and it's right down Broadway, strike 1. Hamels looks in, shakes off his catcher, and now nods his head. And the high leg kick delivers, and it's a changeup, strike 3. Denard Span caught with the bat on his back. 5th strikeout for Cole Hamels here this afternoon, and Orlando Hudson will bat. Hudson is 1 for 2.
But you know, Danny, we were talking about the possibility of Cliff Lee going to a title contending team. There are 3 teams in the East, 3 teams in the Central, and 2 in the West. 8 teams in the American League alone. I haven't even counted the National League.
Would you eliminate, though, the team, if Cliff Lee plays for Seattle, that he would be traded in that division, swung on and missed by Orlando Hudson? Then do you eliminate the Angels and possibly the Texas Rangers as one of those teams?
I'm going to say no, because the Angels and the Mariners, they did a wintertime deal. Sean Figgins. Figgins was a free agent. I know, but still, they went right after a Western Division team.
Well, we always hear it that usually teams do not trade within their own division because they don't want those players to come back and kind of haunt them. No balls and 2 strikes to Hudson. Mauer in the on deck circle. And Hamels delivers strike 3 looking. Boy.
Wow.
Hudson going to head back to the dugout. Back-to-back strikeouts. 6 now for Hamels, and here comes Mauer.
And I'm going to say no because of Texas. Texas doesn't have an ace. Cliff Lee is an ace. He's a guy that'll anchor a starting staff for you. He'll stop a losing streak. He'll keep a winning streak going.
Yes.
He's an ace, and Texas doesn't have an ace.
And Nolan Ryan has come out and said that Cliff Lee, or they have some interest in Cliff Lee. So now it's just a matter of them matching up with some of the players that they will trade for. And, of course, Cliff Lee going to be a free agent at the end of the season, so you're getting a player for half a season.
You're going to run him.
And Mauer takes a strike. But I have to say that the Yankees are in it.
Oh, yeah.
I got to say Tampa's in it.
Yep.
Boston's in it. And Toronto to an extent. And I'm sure that maybe Cliff Lee might have, if he has a no-trade clause or a partial no-trade clause, Mauer takes the pitch outside. And don't you think that the Minnesota Twins would have to be in it? Because if the Twins are lacking one thing, it's that number one, that Cliff Lee, that Oswalt, that CC Sabathia, that guy that stands alone in that rotation. I'm sure that Detroit has some interest. Swung on it, pulled foul. Mauer in the hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I bet you Philadelphia's got some interest, even though they traded him away. They might try to get him back.
So if you're the Seattle Mariners right now, you're probably sitting pretty with the fact that you've got a Cliff Lee, knowing that I'm not going to keep him. And John, do you wait till the July 31st deadline, or do you go ahead and try to pull the trigger early?
Well, not the way these pennant races are shaping up.
And a 1-2 to Mauer, and this one's fouled off left side.
A couple weeks ago, the White Sox were thinking about breaking up their ball club.
Yes, they were.
Now the White Sox are thinking about adding that special guy, be it a Cliff Lee or be it someone else. Who knows? It might be a Corey Hart, a Mike Lowell, somebody that can really help them put themselves in position to win the Central.
Cole Hamels having a tough time with Joe Mauer. He's hanging tough. And the left-hander delivers. Swung on, hit to right field. Worth playing right there and puts it away. Scalded off the bat of Joe Mauer. Twins again go quietly. 1-2-3. Hamels now has retired 13 Twins in a row. 4.5 complete. And the Philadelphia Phillies lead 8-3. And you're listening to Twins Baseball. Hey, Excel Energy reminds you to go for the safe play every day. If it smells like rotten eggs, scramble on out the door, then call 800-895-2999 from a safe distance away. Excel Energy, responsible by nature. Well, we're going to start the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, and Raul Ibanez. Howard with 2 home runs last night. He is connected here for a 2-run shot in the 2nd inning. Phillies lead 8-3 on 8 hits. Swung on and missed. Chased the pitch down and away. Twins 3 runs on 3 hits. Twins got their 3 runs in the top of the 1st inning. They sent 9 men to the plate against Cole Hamels. And lifted down the left field line. That's going to slice foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Howard. After that 1st inning, Cole Hamels has retired 13 Twins in a row. He has 4 strikeouts, 6 for the game. And he has just 1 walk, and that was an intentional walk. And that was to Nick Punto in the 1st inning. Check swing on a breaking ball down and in. Well, the top of the 5th inning, we usually do the U.S. Bank email of the game. We forgot again. I forgot again. And this is to John and Danny from Ebony. Swung on and lifted to center field, routine for Denard Span. And puts it away with a one-hand catch. So Ryan Howard is retired on the fly ball to the center fielder. Says you mentioned that the National League Baseball is played differently. What is different about it? Also, what is a double switch and when is it used? I think some teams in the American League play National League brand of baseball, and I think the Twins are one of those clubs, even though I think they're leaning more like a big American League team with some boppers in the lineup. But in the past, a lot of stolen bases, a lot of bunts, a lot of hit and runs, things like that. And I think the National League does it only because usually they're hitters 7, 8, 9, or they're weaker hitters in the lineup. And then, of course, you get to the pitchers. Worse swings and lifts it to right field. Routine for Kadire. He comes in a few steps and puts it away. So Worth is out.
Well, there's a lot of talk when Roy Halladay was coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays here that Halladay would just, he would be top drawer in the National League, because you face the pitcher, number one, and like you said, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters are normally not, really offensive-minded hitters in the National League. A pitcher that is dominant as Roy Halladay is, he could come over here and really only have maybe 5 or 6 tough hitters to face.
If you have those good hitters at the top of the order. And, there's some weak teams around the league. And don't you usually put your weaker hitters in the bottom of the order?
Sure you do.
Ibanez takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. And Ibanez, last time up, he hit a home run to right center field, his 5th of the year. He also had a double in the first inning. Manship falls behind, 2 balls, no strikes, with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Phillies are leading 8-3. Way outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, the Twins don't have any activity in their bullpen right now, so you have to assume that Manship is going to pitch the 5th here, and more than likely he'll be out there to pitch the 6th. And he's not scheduled to hit probably until the 6th inning.
And a 4-pitch walk to Ibanez.
Maybe the 7th inning. And if that's the case, when Manship bats, they might bat, say, Brendan Harris for Manship. And they might do a double switch to keep Harris in the game. They would take Valencia out.
Yes.
And then they would have the pitcher who came in for Manship bat in that number 7 spot in the order.
Correct.
And he wouldn't bat for quite some time. That's a double switch.
And it doesn't necessarily, Gardy could go through the lineup and pick anybody and take him out.
Exactly.
It does not have to be that guy that makes that last out of the inning. Snyder bats. First pitch is in there for a strike. Good little off-speed pitch. Manship, first time having to pitch out of the stretch here this afternoon. Line drive, base hit right field. Ibanez had to duck. He's going to pull up at second base as Kadire gets the ball quickly back into the infield. So a walk and a knock with 2 down keeps inning alive. Here comes Wilson Valdez, the shortstop. He's 1 for 2 with a solo homer, his first of the year. Well, Manship pitch count, John, probably not have to worry about it because I believe he was scheduled to pitch last night.
Yep.
And did not pitch in that game. Arrived here at the ballpark this morning.
Yeah, he's a starter. This is, the 4th inning for Manship, which is fine. Yeah. This is where he would still normally be in a game.
My question, though, do you think, though, if you stretch him out? And this is Manship's 4th inning of relief. If he goes 5, 6 innings, then he is done for the next 3 or 4 days. Do you try to reload with another body?
Cross your fingers that Pavano's going to go 7 innings tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's what you do.
But aren't you going to be again tomorrow short in the bullpen?
You sure are.
Manship to Valdez. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 1st and 2nd and 2 down. Swung on and lifted down the right field line. Long run for Murnau. Kadire near the line, and he puts it away in fair territory. The Phillies here in the bottom of the 5th inning get 1 hit. They leave 2. 5 complete. Phillies lead 8-3, and you're listening to Minnesota Twins baseball. back at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Cole Hamels is in charge. He has shut down the Minnesota Twins 13 batters in a row since they gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. See what he does here with the heart of the order, Morneau, Kadire, and Delmon Young. Again, if you'd like to participate in the U.S. Bank Email the Game, send us your question to John and Dan at twinsbaseball.com. Of course, if we use your question, you're going to have a chance to win some U.S. Bank Home Run Porch tickets. Justin so far had a base hit in the first inning, drove in 2 runs. A little broken bat, base hit into left center field. Curveball by Hamels is in there for a strike. Hot, steamy afternoon here, and it's a sellout crowd. Check swing on a pitch down and away. They're going to ask third base umpire Todd Tichenor. He said no, he did not go around. Hamels' pitch count is at 86. Left-hander Twins just have 3 hits, all of them in the first inning. Pitch inside, pushes him off the plate. Twins led 3-0 after just a half an inning, and then the Philadelphia Phillies went to work. They tied it up with 3 runs in the bottom half of the first inning. Swung on and hit well to right field. We're just going to turn around and look up, and it's in the seats. Twins trail now 8-4. Morneau's 14th home run of the year, and now 46 RBIs. Worth on the warning track, waiting for that fan to throw the ball back out on the field. Well, he got out in front of that ball and just kind of one-handed it. Handed a note here in between innings. In 23 games since Morneau has peaked at 383. In 42 games as Kadire takes the pitch on the outside corner. Justin, his average peaked at 383. He hit 11 home runs, drove in 34. And since then, in 23 games, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs with a .240 batting average. Fouled off. Kadire's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. And here, he's driven in 3 runs. He has 2 hits here this afternoon. He's kind of been the big offensive player for the Twins so far. Was 1 for 3 in the game last night. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and foul tipped. Kadire just got a piece of a changeup. Well, the Twins trying to just kind of peck away. They trail by 4 runs. We're in the top of the 6th inning. And I got to think Cole Hamels now at 91 pitches. Nobody warming up for the Phillies. Line drive caught by the shortstop. Kadire hit that ball hard. Now Kadire 0 for 3 this afternoon. 1 out. Delmon Young bats. Young with a double RBI in the first inning. Grounded out to the shortstop in the third. How about Ryan Howard? He's really on target right now. Howard went 4 for 4 at the plate, including a double, triple, and 2 home runs. Unfortunately, Howard's stellar performance came against the Minnesota Twins in Philadelphia's 9-5 win last night. As Young takes a pitch in there for a strike. Who's on Target? It's brought to you by Target, where you're going to find everything you need to enjoy outdoor baseball back at Target Field. Left-hander Hamels delivers, and there's a little screamer two-hopper to the second baseman Utley. Retires Delmon Young for the second out. So after giving up the leadoff home run, he's retired the next 2 batters.
Talking about
Danny Valencia bats.
Justin Morneau, that was the first home run that he's hit in 12 games. The last time he connected off of a left-hander, Dallas Braden of the Oakland Athletics. So hopefully the Twins will get a little bit of an offensive jump start from both Mauer and Morneau. Kadire, Kubel, who's not playing today, Delmon Young.
Well, they need offense out of everybody.
Yeah, they sure do.
Lifted to right field, Worth back. He has room in front of the warning track, and he tracks this one down as Valencia flies out. Twins pick up 1 run here in the top of the 6th inning on a home run off the bat of Justin Morneau, his 14th. After 5.5, the Phillies lead 8-4, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. Hearth Bread is a proud partner of the Minnesota Twins. Country Hearth Bread, the toast of the Twins. Cole Hamels will lead off for the Philadelphia Phillies. Cole Hamels so far, he scored a run in that 4-run second inning. And he struck out swinging in the third inning. Hamels came in with a 167 batting average, 4 for 24. Takes the pitch from Manship, and it's outside ball one. Hamels does have 2 RBIs on the year, 2 doubles. Left-handed stick, pretty good athlete. Takes the pitch high. 2 balls, no strikes. Manship starting his 4th inning of relief for Kevin Slowey. Delivers a pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Manship wastes no time. Delivers, and it's tapped foul into the dugout of the Phillies. Bats with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error by the Phillies. 4 runs, just 4 hits for Minnesota. And they got 3 hits in the first inning. Strike 3 looking. Cole Hamels going to head back to the dugout. Manship just a second strikeout. We'll go to the top of the order for Shane Victorino. I scream, you scream. We all scream for DQ Sensational Saturdays at Target Field. When you purchase a single game Saturday ticket, you're going to receive a coupon for a buy one, get one free Blizzard from Dairy Queen. Manship to Victorino is high, ball one. Well, in the clubhouse today after the beatdown that the Twins took last night, kind of a loose clubhouse, guys turned the page. Curveball in there for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Twins getting beat up last night, 9-5. It was over kind of early. They scored 8 runs after 2 innings here this afternoon. They've scored 7 runs after 2, and they added another one in the 3rd inning. Ground ball to Punto. It's short on the run in time to get Victorino at first base. Nice play by Nick Punto, ranging up the middle. So Slowey, like Nick Blackburn, just an inning and 2/3, giving up 6 hits, 8 runs. Slowey here this afternoon, an inning and 2/3, gave up 7 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He had 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Polanco steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He has scored 2 of the 8 runs. Takes the pitch up and in. There is activity in the Twins bullpen. Brian Dunsing looks to be warming up. Manship is due up, second hitter in the top of the 7th inning for the Twins. Delivers a pitch outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Right-hander Manship looks in and pitches. Outside corner called a strike. Polanco with a .312 batting average. He's hit 5 home runs, 25 driven in. Became a free agent, signed with the Phillies. Good fit for Polanco with his ball club. Ground ball, crisply hit. Punto to his left. Nice play. Spin move. Throw to first in time. Boy, Nick Punto showing some leather and some range at shortstop, as Manship has a nice little 3-up, 3-down inning here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 8-4 Phillies over the Twins, and you're listening to Twins Baseball. Hey, it's time for the Minnesota State Lottery 7th inning scratch. 833 Twins, hit 0, followed by the pound sign. If you are the 7th caller, you're going to win 4 Twins suite tickets to the ballgame August 15th, Minnesota State Lottery, where everyone is playing. Nick Punto. Brendan Harris in the on-deck circle. He'll hit for Manship. We'll go to the top of the order with Denard Span. Top of the 7th inning. Twins trail 8-4. Take us the rest of the way. Here's John.
All right, thank you, Danny. It's Punto to lead off against Hamels, and boy, after that first inning, he has really settled down. He's given up the lone hit, the home run to Morneau, and he had retired at one time 13 Twins batters in a row. Now he has retired 16 of the last 17. Punto takes the ball, and it's 1-0. Nick is 0 for 1. He drew a walk, an intentional walk in the first inning in his first at bat. Pitch is low and away, and 2 balls and no strikes. Grounded out to short in his second at bat. Twins scored 3 in the first, but they've not scored since, other than the home run by Justin Morneau. They have not been able to mount anything near a rally against Cole Hamels, and the strike is in. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, John, to think that we had Hamels on the ropes in that first inning. What'd you say, through 30-something pitches?
36 pitches in the first inning.
And they had him, and he just got off the hook.
Yeah, since then, he has really settled down. He's had no more than 12 pitches in any inning. 13 pitches. 12 in the second, 13 in the third, 9 in the fourth, 12 in the fifth. Hamels in command as he faces Nick Punto. The Twins are trailing by 4, 8-4. And here's the Hamels 2-2 pitch, and it's fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
In that first inning, remember, John, they had second and third and 1 out. Valencia took a third strike on a pitch inside, and then they intentionally walked Punto to face Slowey. And Slowey struck out. Then after that, that just kind of settled Cole Hamels down.
He's at 100 pitches now, and there is no activity in the bullpen for the Phillies. And the pitch, line drive, base hit, center field. Nick Punto will start the Twins' 7th inning with a solid single into center, and Nick with a hit, the 5th of the game for the Twins. Tigers play later tonight against Arizona. That's what we were chatting a little bit about, Danny. But the Tigers have had a soft interleague schedule so far. They played the Dodgers back in May when the Twins were playing Milwaukee. But in the last 10 games for the Tigers, they have played Washington, Pittsburgh, and Arizona. 3 teams that are all below 500. Well, the Twins were playing Atlanta and also Colorado, teams above 500.
John, all those teams, Washington, Pittsburgh, and Arizona, they're all in last place in their division.
Yeah.
So when they come into town, it's like, okay, Detroit, talking to some of the scouts that have seen Detroit, they're saying that, hey, they're not playing all that good. It's just that the teams that they're playing are terrible.
Well, the Tigers will be tested next week as Harris bats for Manship and looks at a strike, and it's quickly 2 strikes.
Well, they play the Mets, don't they?
Yep, they play the Mets at New York, and then they play the Braves at Atlanta. And that'll be a good week of baseball for Jim Leyland's team. But at the same token, the Twins are going to be playing the Milwaukee Brewers and the New York Mets. The Twins have had a toughest schedule of the Central Division teams. Oh, strike 3 called to Brendan Harris. Hamels gets another strikeout, his 7th of the game, and Harris stepping in there and striking out. Boy, it's been a tough year for Brendan Harris. He came into this game hitting 159, and that's the 23rd time that he has struck out in 108 at-bats. Called third strike and the 7th strikeout of the game for Hamels. And now here is Denard Span to bat. Span stepping in the number 1 spot in the batting order for the Twins. And Hamels delivers outside, 1 ball and no strikes. 1 away, 1 on, Twins batting. Meanwhile, the White Sox have had a relatively easy interleague schedule. They've been playing the Cubs, the Washington Nationals, the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the pitch is just off the outside corner, 2 balls and no strikes.
But doesn't it, some teams complain that, hey, Minnesota Twins are playing first-place clubs, while some guys in your other division, like the Tigers, like the White Sox, are beating up on all those soft teams.
Mm-hmm. Now the set by Cole Hamels. Here's the 2-0 to Span, and it's down low and in the dirt. Gets away from Snyder. Punto will advance. That'll be a wild pitch. And the Twins will have a runner at second base with 1 away and a 3-ball, no-strike count to Hamels. He might be tiring some. 107 pitches in very intense heat here at Philadelphia's Citizens Bank Park this afternoon. Well, the White Sox will play Atlanta and the Chicago Cubs next week to conclude their interleague schedule. And they get the Cubs at home at U.S. Cellular.
Didn't the White Sox sweep the Cubs?
Yes, they
earlier?
did. Yep. They won 2 out of 3. Remember, the Cubs won the last game 1-0.
That's right.
And scored in the bottom of the 8th inning, I think it was, and ended up winning.
Well, that was the no-hitter that Ted Lilly had.
Right. Strike is in, and 3-1 the count now. 3-2 the count to Denard Span. He bats at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Puto at second base, 1 away. Twins batting in the 7th and trailing 8-4. And the pitch. There's a ground ball on the right side, fielded by Howard. Hamels covers at first to retire Span. On to third, Puto. 2 down for the Twins. And here's Orlando Hudson to bat. Let's pause here for station identification on your home for Twins baseball. Well, we have a little meeting on the mound here with the Phillies players.
Now, this is a stall tactic because Cole Hamels had to run over to first base and cover the bag. They're just giving him a little bit of extra time. See, those non-athletes out on the mound, John, they got to be pampered a little bit.
Yep. Well, Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, walking out to the mound. He has perspired all the way through his short sleeve shirt. It's soaking wet.
Oh, the right-hander, or the switch hitter Hudson, maybe that's just kind of a little bit of a stall tactic. There is some activity in the Phillies bullpen. But Charlie Manuel has not moved off of his seat in the dugout.
Well, here's Hamels now ready to work to Orlando Hudson with a runner at third base. Twins batting in the 7th, and the pitch. It's in there for a strike and 0-1. Certainly have to think that this would be the last inning for Cole Hamels. He is at 111 pitches. And he faces Orlando Hudson in a pitch. That's a strike, and it's 0-2. Hudson, a base hit and a run scored back in the first inning. A fly to right, and a called third strike.
Hey, John, this is what makes Hamels kind of so special as a pitcher and a starter. One of the premier starters for the Phillies, and that is he's able to kind of weather that first inning.
And the pitch, a fly, foul. Well, there are many people at the beginning of the season said the absolute best 1-2 pitcher punch in baseball was Roy Halladay and Cole Hamels.
No question about it. I mean, you've got guys that are seasoned veterans that can give you some innings, get you late in the ball game. They feed off of each other.
Yeah.
And this, again, is the reason that the Philadelphia Phillies are there every year. What have they been to the World Series the last 2
years?
Yeah, last 2 years. Won the division title, I think, 3 years in a row.
Now Hamels ready, and here's the 2-strike pitch. And a fly to right, down the line. Long run for Worth. It is a foul ball. And Hudson will come back. Worth could not get to it in time. And it's still 2 strikes. Boy, don't you know Roy Halladay's in the dugout charting this game. And he is, with every pitch, taking a look at how Hamels is working to the Twins hitters. And there isn't anybody that's more studious than Roy Halladay in charting a game and getting ready in preparation for a game. They said he is just uncanny with the way that he works to prepare himself for a start. Way wide, and a ball of 1-2.
You know, coming into this series here, John, starting this road trip, and I thought it was going to be a tough road trip for the Twins, and the first 2 games have indicated that. But I thought their best chance was to get to Blanton, 1-5, and that imploded on them. And then they were going to, tough with Coles, and then take your chances with Halladay.
And the pitch, wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hamels appears to be laboring in this at-bat to Orlando Hudson.
And it's only supposed to get hotter and stickier tomorrow. Ooh. And I think that benefits the pitchers. I think that, especially with Halladay, he's going to well-conditioned pitcher, and he should be able to kind of feed off of the heat tomorrow.
Now the set by Hamels, and here's the 2-2 and a tap hit towards short, charging in Valdez, and his throw in time to get Orlando Hudson at first base. A close play, but Hudson reaches out, and a 6-3 scoring play, and the Twins are down here in the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left for the Twins at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. seventh inning stretch today was brought to you by Barrel of Fun, the official potato chips of the Minnesota Twins. Big League Taste, hometown values, the KLN family brand. Perham, Minnesota. Want to stock up on those Barrel of Fun treats for the upcoming 4th of July holiday. Maybe even stock up for your Dad's Day picnic tomorrow. The good folks at Barrel of Fun. Here's Chase Utley to lead off at the bottom of the 7th against Brian Dunsing, who comes on for the Twins. Nice job by Jeff Manship after being called up 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits, a run. He gave up that home run to Ibanez, walked 1 and struck out 2 after the start by Kevin Slowly at an inning and 2/3, 7 hits and 7 runs. Dunsing pitches for the Twins, appearance number 28 on the year at a 1.63 ERA. He's done a nice job. And Dunsing facing Utley, Howard, and Worth. And the first pitch is in there for a strike, and second pitch a strike, the first a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Right back now on a 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Dunsing to Utley and a swing and a tap down the first baseline. It's a fair ball. Played by Morneau, and out at first base is Utley. Boy, I tell you, the Twins were relaxed on that play. Morneau to Dunsing covering, and Morneau didn't charge the ball real quick. And Dunsing didn't get over there real quick.
Yeah, everybody kind of reacted of in slow motion right there, and thank God that Dunsing got there in time. That would not have looked good.
And Utley, who runs well, got down the line, and he is the first out. Now here's Ryan Howard to bat. Well, the Twins, should they lose this game and the Tigers win tonight, the Twins would fall out of first place. And the Tigers would move into first, a half a game ahead of Minnesota. Breaking pitches in for a strike and 0-1. The Twins have been in first place 74 consecutive days. And 71 of the 74, they have owned first place all by themselves. And the pitch down low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I hope that doesn't change, because talking to Justin Morneau, he said he's going to grow his hair as long as he's in first place.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it's starting to look good. It's got that little curl going in the back. It's filling in nice.
Swing and a miss by Ryan Howard. And a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 away, nobody on. Phillies batting in the 7th and leading 8-4. Tigers with a win streak of 7 as they go into their game tonight against Arizona. There's a little tap right back to Dunsing. He backhands it. Underhand flip to Morneau at first for the out, and a 1-3 scoring play. Will retire Ryan Howard, 2 away, and Jason Worth will bat. Phillies did a lot of damage in the first and second innings. 3 in the first, 4 in the second, and another in the third. Home runs by Ibanez, that came in the third inning. Howard, a 2-run homer in the second inning. And Wilson Valdez put the Phillies ahead 4-3 with a solo homer to lead off the second inning. Twins were leading in this game 3-0 with 3 runs in the first inning. But the Phillies came right back at the bottom of the first, batted 7, scored 3 to tie the game. Now Worth bats, and the pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Would you say the Phillies are built a little bit like the Twins, and that they've got some big boppers guys in the middle of the order that can really hurt you with the long ball, and then the top of the bottom of the order, they got some guys that can run some bases.
Yeah, they're very, very much like the Twins. Good table setters at the start with Victorino and Polanco. And, of course, at the bottom they have, either Valdez or Castro, or possibly when Jimmy Rollins returns, they'll put somebody down there that will be a little bit of improvement of what they have now. But, boy, I tell you, they got some firepower when you think about Utley and Howard and Worth and Ibanez. Those guys are going to hit some home runs and drive in some runs. Worth takes a strike in the outside corner on a 2-1 delivery, and now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, how about the Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox, John? That the big hype there was Manny Ramirez returning to Fenway Park, and it's been anything but kind of a nice reunion for Manny.
Yeah, he went 1 for 5 in the game. There's a high drive, right center field, well hit. This ball is gone. Worth with a home run. And the Phillies are back out in front by 5. Well, I tell you, the ball, it just flies out of here. 4 home runs in the game for the Phillies today. 3 in the game last night. 7 total. And Jason Worth has his 12th home run and his 43rd run batted in. Danny, they got Victorino with 41 runs batted in. Howard with 51 runs batted in. Worth with 43. And Chase Utley has 33. They almost have 4 guys with 40 or more home runs.
And how about Jimmy Rollins, John? When they get him back, don't forget he's been an RBI guy.
So a home run for Jason Worth, and the Phillies now have 9 runs and lead 9-4.
Well, that's good hitting right there, Worth. They got something a little way down, and he went the other way with it. Good opposite field power. Boy, a lot of home runs hit in that little right center field area.
Yeah. 3rd home run given up by Brian Dunsing. Ibanez takes a strike, and it will be 1-2 the count, 2-way. Phillies now with a 5-run, 9-4 lead. Ibanez has one of the 4 home runs in the game. And the pitch. There's a fly to left. And Delman Young tracking as he moves toward the foul line. He'll make the catch. That'll retire Ibanez and the Phillies in the 7th inning. Another run for the Phillies and a homer by Jason Worth. 1 run on 1 hit and nobody left. And now at the end of 7, 9-4 Philadelphia. You're home for Twins baseball. Hey, Twins fans, you can receive a medium ice mocha for just $3 at any Caribou location the day after the Twins record a save. Get your coupon at cariboucoffee.com/twins. Twins saves fueled by Caribou Coffee. Just checking the 2nd time the Twins have given up, 3rd time they've given up 4 home runs in a game. Toronto hit 4 in a game at Rogers Center, and the Tigers hit 4 in a game at Target Field. 7 home runs that the Phillies have hit in this series. That's the most that the Twins have given up in consecutive games. And here's J.C. Romero to face the Twins in the top of the 8th inning. And once again, the Phillies with a 5-run lead.
John, all we heard about when the Twins took early batting practice yesterday is, boy, this ball flies out. The hitters were all chomping at the bits. And now all of a sudden it's the pitchers of the Minnesota Twins have kind of taken it on the backside.
Yeah, plus the other thing we heard was that the Phillies don't score any runs. they haven't been a very productive offensive machine, but boy, they sure have been in these 2 games. J.C. Romero replaces Cole Hamels, and he will face leadoff batter Joe Mauer. Mauer, Morneau, and Kadire to bat for the Twins in the 8th. And the Twins are trailing by 5, 9-4. Mauer this afternoon 0 for 3. And the pitch. Swinging a foul, and Romero quickly works ahead in a count of no balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, John, been tracking Mauer's at bats here, and 7 of his last at bats, and now 7 of his last 9 at bats. He's hit everything to the right side of the diamond.
Yeah, the last time I can remember him lining out to left as he normally does when he makes outs was a game against the Colorado Rockies on Saturday, when he hit a ball that Seth Smith had to go back on and make a catch. Mauer bats with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Romero's pitch, and here's a line drive to left, and it is caught by Ibanez. Slides into the ball and makes the catch. Wow, what a play by Ibanez.
And that ball was kissed by Joe Mauer, and just keep swinging it like that, they're going to fall in out there.
Well, that's what we've seen from Joe Mauer. And now here's Justin Morneau to bat.
I would think in left field here you can afford to play a little shallow, because if anything gets over your head, a little bit like Fenway Park, it's either going to be off the wall or out of here. And I remember Frank Robbins saying more balls fall in front of you than they go over your head, so go ahead and play shallow.
Well, here's Justin Morneau to bat. Morneau, who homered in his last at bat and is 2 for 3 today with 3 runs batted in. And the first pitch from Romero is a ball. Second, right back, and here's a swing and a miss by Justin Morneau, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Hamels started. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, and 4 runs, 3 in the earned. He walked 2, 1 was intentional, and he struck out a total of 7. Another strike is into Morneau, and a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes to Justin. Kadire waiting to hit next. Twins trailing here 9-4 and batting in the top half of the 8th inning.
Boy, Romero's come right after 2 pitches, 2 fastballs, mano a mano, right after Morneau with the fastballs. He's fouled them both off.
Here's the set now by the lefty Romero, and the pitch, and it's wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned Romero had off-season elbow surgery. And what was it, 2 years ago he was suspended for 50 games, and the pitch. Tested positive in using a body-enhancing drug. Romero has hung in there with the Phillies and used out of the bullpen. They have Romero as a setup guy for Brad Lidge. Here's the set now by Romero, and a 2-2 delivery. And a foul as Morneau just got a piece.
Romero's been a good player for the Phillies, John.
Yeah, he has been.
He's a serviceable left-hander. They used him. He had some, I thought it was just like a clean out of the elbow a little bit, some bone chips or something that was removed.
Now Morneau bats at a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away and nobody on. The Twins batting in the 8th and trailing by 5. Now the set by Romero, and here's the pitch. And another foul. Breaking pitch, and it's still 3-2.
It was reported that Alexi Casilla, they're having that high school tournament going on at the Target Field right now, and I got the report from Gardy about Alexi Casilla. He's starting to throw the baseball.
Oh, good.
So he showed up, and he's way ahead of schedule, and they're excited about that.
Here's another foul.
And Clay Condrey down in Fort Myers pitched an inning the other day. I think he threw 9 pitches and is scheduled again, I think, tomorrow night. And they're hoping that he can stretch out a little bit farther.
Now, was that an extended spring game?
Yes, and that's why I wanted to ask him. Has his 30-day rehab assignment started yet?
Here's Romero's 3-2 offering, and another swing and another foul. And Morneau is still in there at 3-2.
And once that rehab starts, or that clock starts ticking, they have 30 days for Condrey to kind of, get into shape, game shape, and then after the 30 days, they have to either bring him up back to the big leagues. And a position player, it's a 20-day rehab, so after 20 days, sure, Alexi Casilla is going to go down on that rehab assignment.
Here's a swing and a loud foul down the right field line. And Morneau extending his at bat here with J.C. Romero. 15th pitch coming up from Romero here in the 8th inning. He retired Mauer on a line drive to left. When you say that they have to bring Condrey up, if they don't bring him up, he has to be optioned, correct?
Correct. And I guess with his service time, he could elect not to be optioned. And don't forget, he had a nice career here. World Series ring with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, he was 6-2 with the Phillies last year, and kind of a mainstay in their bullpen. Did a nice job for him. Now, here's Romero on a payoff pitch. Nope. Morneau steps out. Twins are batting in the 8th inning. And Romero facing Justin Morneau. And the pitch. Ground ball to third. Nice play by Polanco, and a hot shot. Throws him out, and there's 2 away. Boy, Morneau hit that ball crisply. Just a half a step to his right, and Polanco fielded the ball and then threw on to first base to retire Justin Morneau. Michael Kadire will bat, and Charlie Manuel's coming out. He's going to check with umpire Mike Everett beforehand. I believe he's going to do a double switch here.
Hey, here we go, John.
Yeah, we finally get one. And Polanco, I think, Polanco's coming into the mound.
It might be Ibanez.
Yeah.
He was the one that at least made the last out.
Right, and it is going to be Ibanez. He's going to come out of the game. Possibly Greg Dobbs. Nope, Ben Francisco will go in to face or to replace Raul Ibanez. And we're going to get Jose Contreras to come out to pitch. So we will have a break in the action here. Now this is going to be Jose Contreras to pitch for the Philadelphia Phillies. Contreras, a former starter for the Chicago White Sox. He does have 3 saves. Of course, this is not a save situation. But he pitched an inning and a third against the Yankees on Thursday. And he saved the game for the Phillies, picking up one of his 3 saves. And he will bat in the number 7 spot in the order. Ben Francisco is in the game. And Francisco is playing in left field, and he will bat in the number 9 spot in the batting order. The double switch, which you have here in the National League. Here's Michael Cuddyer to bat. And Cuddyer swings and misses an off-speed delivery, and he's in the hole at 0-2. Cuddyer 0 for 3 today, forced a runner. Popped to the second baseman and lined out to the shortstop. And the Contreras pitch, a swing and a miss, sweeping slider. And Cuddyer is down on 3 pitches and a strikeout. Twins are out in the 8th inning, and they go down in 1-2-3 fashion. Now at the end of 7.5 innings of play, we are in the middle of the 8th inning, and the Phillies are leading the Twins 9-4 on your home for Twins baseball. Say, folks, when you are traveling this season, you can take the Twins with you. Subscribe to MLB.TV today to see every game live or on demand on your computer. Visit TwinsBaseball.com for complete details. TwinsBaseball.com. Baseball everywhere. Matty Guerrero is on. Twins pull a double switch, and Jason Kubel comes into the game. Kubel will bat in the number 9 spot. He's playing in right field for Michael Cuddyer. And Matt Guerrero will bat in the number 5 spot. And Matt Guerrero will face leadoff batter Brian Schneider, the catcher. He will be followed by Wilson Valdez and then Ben Francisco. 9-4. The Phillies are leading, and they are batting in the 8th inning. There's a line drive foul down the right field line. And 2 strikes to count now to Brian Schneider. He has a hit. 1 of 10 in the game for the Phillies. The Twins have 5 hits this afternoon. Last night, despite the Twins losing to the Phillies 9-5, they matched the Phillies in the hits column. And here is Guerrero's 0-2 pitch. It's wide, and it's 1-2. Four home runs by the Phillies today. Howard has a homer. Valdez a homer. Ibanez, who's out of the game, a homer, and Worth a homer. Here's a sharply hit ground ball to second. Fielded by Hudson, and they throw to first to retire Snyder, and there's one away. Phillies are batting in the bottom of the 8th inning. Final game of the series tomorrow with the Twins and the Phillies. And it's Carl Pavano 7-6 against Roy Halladay, who is 8-5. And, of course, we'll have Inside Twins tomorrow with Twins General Manager Billy Smith. Jim Rance will join us for the announcement of the Minor League Player of the Week, and we'll have the broadcast for you starting at 12:35, first pitch with the Twins and the Phillies, and it should be a good one. Here's a ground ball foul off the bat of Valdez, strike 1. Halladay will be making his 12th start against the Minnesota Twins, and he is 8-1 against the Twins. Right-hander Guerrero to the right-handed hitting Valdez, and a pitch is low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Brian Dunsing goes an inning, a hit, a home run by Jason Worth, the 1 run, didn't walk anybody, and he didn't strike out anybody. Slowey started, Manship 4 1/3. Slowey just went an inning and 2/3 today. Dunsing an inning, and now Matt Guerrero pitches, and here's a little pop-up. Right side, shallow right field. Hudson, the second baseman, calling for it, and Orlando makes the catch. That'll retire Valdez. There are 2 down for the Phillies in the 8th inning, And here is Ben Francisco to bat. The attendance today at Citizens Bank Ballpark, 45,254. The 73rd consecutive sellout here at Citizens Bank Park. Here is the line by Guerrero and the pitch. And the ground ball foul past Sam Perazzo, the third base coach for the Philadelphia Phillies. Francisco, he came over to the Philadelphia Phillies in the Cliff Lee trade. Francisco had been with the Cleveland Indians. Filling in as a spare outfielder. Swings and misses on a late swing. Well, the Phillies on the verge of their fourth straight win. And the Twins, they're on the verge of their third consecutive loss. They've not lost 4 in a row this season. Here's a strike on the inside corner. And Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, ringing up Ben Francisco. A strikeout for Matt Guerrero and a 1-2-3 inning for Matty as the Phillies go down in order in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th, and the Phillies are leading by 5. Philadelphia 9, Minnesota 4, and you're home for Twins baseball. Contreras will try to close it down for the Phillies here in the top of the 9th inning. And he will face Delman Young, Danny Valencia, and Nick Punto, and possibly Jason Kubel. He is the 4th scheduled hitter. And Jim Thome is out in the on-deck circle, so he's going to bat for Danny Valencia. Thome will pinch hit. Delman leads off against Contreras. And the pitch is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Contreras is the 3rd pitcher to work in the game. This is not a safe situation. The Phillies are leading by 5 runs. And the pitch. There's a line drive to the gap in right center field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Jason Worth is over quickly to cut it off. And Delman Young has a hit. His 2nd of the game. Delman now with 5 hits in this series. And here's the announcement of Jim Thome to bat. Thome pinch hit in the game last night and drew a walk. Big hand for Thome, who played here with the Phillies. And he is stepping in to face Contreras with a runner at first. Young not being held out in the pitch. Up high, 1 ball and no strikes. Thome spent all of three seasons here, 03, 04, and 05. Before moving on to the Chicago White Sox. Now the Contreras pitch. It's in there for a strike. Delman Young will move to second base. And that'll be defensive indifference. Howard with not holding Delman Young on. And Contreras will now face Thome with a runner at second and nobody out. Nick Punto on deck. Hit by Delman Young, the 6th of the game for the Twins. A pitch to Thome and a swing and a foul. And it's 1-2 now to Jim Thome. Twins led in this game 3-0 with 3 runs in the top of the 1st. But Kevin Slowey could not hold down the Phillies. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 1st to tie the game, 4 in the 2nd. All 7 runs were charged to Slowey. And another in the 3rd. That came on a home run by Raul Ibanez off Jeff Manship. Here's the pitch. And Thome takes it wide, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Twins got a run in the 6th and a homer by Justin Morneau. Phillies came back with a run in the 7th and a home run by Jason Worth. And the Phillies are leading 9-4. And Contreras trying to put the finishing touches on this. A Phillies win as he faces Jim Thome, and the pitch wide. And now we have a full count of 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Thome pinch hitting for Danny Valencia. Valencia leaves the game 0 for 3 today with a strikeout, ground out, and fly out. And the pitch. Thome swings and lifts a high fly to center field, way back. Hey, touch 'em all, Jim Thome. Oh, my. Not only over the center field fence, but to the Twins bullpen. And Jim Thome has just hit home run number 570. Wow. A tremendous blast by Thome, and it's now a 9-6 game. Boy, that one nearly hit to the standing room only crowd above the Twins bullpen. Who caught that in the pen? Was it Drew Butera?
Made a nice play, too,
Yes,
because
he did.
ball, he had to jump up for it. That ball almost got into the little flower planter box up there.
So Jim Thome moves ahead now of Rafael Palmeiro and is 3 behind Harmon Killebrew. And Thome now has 1,584 runs batted in. And he now moves into the 37th spot on the all-time list, ahead of Al Kaline and tied with Harmon Killebrew and Rogers Hornsby. Jim Thome with a home run. And he now has homered in every major league ballpark as Nick Puto bats. And Contreras behind Puto at 2 balls and no strikes. And Polanco, the third baseman, comes in to talk a little bit here with Contreras.
He never hit one in this park before?
No, he has not. I just heard him say that he has now hit a home run in every major league park.
Didn't he play in this park?
Against all teams? Okay.
In all 30 clubs.
All 30 clubs then. So a record-setting home run for Jim Thome, 570th of his career. His 6th for the Minnesota Twins. And Thome with the home run. And the Twins are now trailing by just 3. There's nobody out as they bat here in the top half of the 9th inning. Puto will look at a strike, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Thome had not hit a home run since the 2nd of May when he homered off of left-hander David Huff of the Cleveland Indians. Pitch high, 3 balls and 1 strike. So Contreras is struggling here. And now Brad Lidge is in the bullpen for the Philadelphia Phillies and warming up. A walk to Nick Puto, and the Twins will get the tying run to the on-deck circle. And a pitch, and it's in there for a strike and a full count of 3-2. Jose Contreras to Nick Puto. Leadoff single by Delman Young. A home run by Jim Thome. And now Puto batting at 3-2. And the Contreras pitch fouled away. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the Twins get their 2nd home run of this game. Twins have now hit 57 home runs. They're playing in their 68th game. Kubel on deck. The Twins bat in the 9th. They trail 9-6. Contreras searching for the first out here in the 9th. And here's another foul by Puto, and the count remains at 3-2. Nick this afternoon, a walk, a ground out, and a hit to center. And 1 for 2. Here's the set by Contreras and the pitch. It's low, ball 4. And yet to retire a man in the 9th inning, and Charlie Manuel is starting to move around the Philadelphia Phillies dugout here. And he's coming out. Looks like he's going to go to Brad Lidge. So it'll be a save situation for Brad Lidge. as Charlie Manuel is making that slow walk, and he's going to make the call to the bullpen. So Contreras fails to get an out in the ninth, giving up 2 hits and a walk. Twins are trailing by 3, and Brad Lidge will be coming on for the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, Brad Lidge, who worked in the game last night, but not in a save situation. He pitched just a third of an inning. He came on to get Joe Mauer in a line out to right. But here he is with a save situation this afternoon. And Brad Lidge is 4 for 4 in save opportunities for the Philadelphia Phillies. And he will be facing Jason Kubel, Denard Span, and possibly Orlando Hudson. Boy, the White Sox 9 out of 10 now for Chicago. Woo. And they are 1 shy of 500 at 33 and 34. They've won 2 close games with the Nationals. They won 2-1 in 11 innings last night, 1-0 here today. Here are the Twins batting in the top of the ninth. Nobody out and a runner at first, and Brad Lidge to Jason Kubel. Kubel, who started in right field for the Twins last night, went 1 for 4. And Kubel stepping in. 248 batting average, 9 homers and 38 runs batted in. Howard not holding Puto, so Puto runs to second base. And again, fielder's choice or defensive indifference. No stolen base for Nick Puto. Pitch was a ball, and it's 1-0 to count to the left-handed hitting Jason Kubel. Now the set by Lidge. And here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Lidge has had quite a bit of success saving games here at Citizens Bank Park. He has saved 39 in 40 save opportunities at this ballpark. And included in that are 18 consecutive saves here at Citizens Bank Park for Brad Lidge. He faces Kubel with nobody out. Puto at second base. The Twins trailing by a 9-6 score. And the pitch. Down low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Contreras started the ninth after striking out Kadire in the 8th inning. In the ninth, he gives up a hit to Young, a home run to Thome, and a walk to Puto. Charlie Manuel lifted him for Brad Lidge. And here's a big pitch for Lidge. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kubel, and the pitch. Way high. 3-1. A walk to Kubel, and I do believe the Phillies will be starting to get a little bit edgy in their dugout. Here is the 3-1 pitch. Kubel swings and lines it foul down the right field line. Good swing by Kubel, but he was in front, and he hit it foul down the right field line. Six home runs in this game, 4 for the Phillies, 2 for the Twins. 15 runs and 17 hits. The Twins have just 7 hits on 6 runs. And the pitch, here's a high pop-up. Looks like it's playable for Ryan Howard in foul territory behind first base. Drifting now and still drifting. He'll make the catch in foul territory down the line past first. Kubel is out. There's 1 away. Holding at second base, Puto. And now we go to the top of the order, and Denard Span. Well, the Twins are fighting back here, trying to get into the game. They're down by 3 at 9-6. They do have the tying run on the on-deck circle, and with 1 out, Denard Span steps in. Denard hitless in 3 trips, a walk and a run scored. Fly out to left, a strikeout, and a ground out to first. Brad Lidge to Denard Span. And the pitch. Strike, a fastball at the letters at 0-1. Quite a comeback for Brad Lidge. He had knee surgery and elbow surgery in the offseason. He has fought his way through the surgeries. He missed the first month of the season. And the pitch. just missed with a breaking pitch low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Punto at second, 1 away in the top of the 9th inning. Twins trailing by 3 runs at 9-6. And Brad Ledge working to the left-handed hitting Denard Span. Here's the pitch. Check swing. The ball gets away from Schneider, the catcher. They're saying that Span did not go around on the check swing. It's a ball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. There was an immediate appeal to third base umpire Todd Tishner, and Tishner said he did not go around. It's a wild pitch that will advance Nick Punto to third base. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Span. Hudson up next. And here is the Brad Ledge pitch to Span. Swing and a foul, and it's 2-2. It could be very interesting if the Twins can get Span and Hudson on, Punto home, and then Mauer and Morneau. Possible scenario for the Twins, but Brad Ledge working on Span on a 2-2 delivery. Check swing, and it's low, and it's 3-2. Oh boy, was that ever close. Payoff pitch coming to Denard Span. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full line by Ledge, and here's the pitch. Span with a base hit to center field. He rakes it into center. Here's Punto to score. It's a 9-7 game. And now Orlando Hudson to bat. Denard Span with his first hit of the day. 25th run batted in. Punto is in to score, and the Twins trailing by 2. Orlando Hudson represents the tying run for the Twins here with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Twins get their 8th hit of the game and their 3rd here in the 9th inning. Now they're sent by Ledge, and a pitch to Hudson. Wide, 1 ball and no strikes. That'll do it for Jose Contreras as he gives up 2 hits and 3 runs in 1/3 of an inning. And here is the Ledge pitch to Hudson. Swing and a miss. And 1-1 to count. Contreras had a walk and a strikeout. 9-7, the Twins are trailing. Now Ryan Howard will hold the base runner Span. He's off and running. Pitches a ball. Here's the throw to second. A stolen base for Denard Span. Well, the Twins had gone 10 games without a stolen base. And Denard Span had gone 20 games without a steal. That is his 14th in 15 opportunities. And now that was a strike pitch to Hudson. It's a count of 1-2, the count to Hudson. Mauer is due up next. Here's the pitch. Down low and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Span at second base. 1 out here in the top half of the 9th inning. Twins staging a rally. 3 runs are in. Here's the set by Ledge. And the pitch to Hudson. Swing and a foul. He just got a piece of it. And the count remains at 2-2. Quest brings you all the Twins high-speed stolen bases this season. The Twins get the speed they need with Quest high-speed internet. Get the speed you need without burning up your wallet. Brad Ledge to Orlando Hudson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Strike 3 called. Oh, boy. Slider down and in. Caught the inside corner. Brad Lidge gets a huge strikeout. And that'll retire Orlando Hudson. It is out number 2 for the Twins here in the top of the 9th inning. Well, this is not going to be an easy save for Brad Lidge. Now he has to face Joe Mauer.
Well, John, the way he's been pitching the left-hander, he likes to throw that slider down and in to try to get him to chase. Mauer pretty good at laying off that pitch. I'm not sure what that last pitch was. I don't think it was a fastball. It looked like it kind of ran back over the inside part of the plate, and it just locked up Hudson.
Now Mauer stepping in. Joe is 0 for 4 today. Line out to left at his last at bat. He'll take a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, breaking ball right there, John, over the heart of the plate. Mauer just kind of tracking the ball a little bit out of Lidge's hand.
Brad Lidge facing Joe Mauer with a runner at second, Denard Span. The Twins batting in the top of the 9th and down by 2. 9-7 Philadelphia lead. A 3-run rally by the Twins. 7th man to bat here. There's a high fly ball to right center field. Well hit. Way back and gone. Touchable, Joe Mauer. And the Twins tie the game at 9. With their 4th and 5th runs here in the top of the 9th inning. Joe Mauer with his 3rd home run of the year. Getaway center field. Well, it's been a long time between home runs for Joe Mauer. First one that he's hit since the 14th of May when he hit a home run at Yankee Stadium. Brad Lidge has blown a save here. And the Twins have tied the game at 9. And here's Brad Lidge to Justin Morneau. And a strike is in. No balls in, 1 strike. Mauer's 3rd home run of the year. Runs batted in 29 and 30. And the pitch to Morneau. And a swing and a foul. And 2 strikes to count. 8th man to bat for the Twins here in the 9th inning. Quite a comeback by the Twins, trailing at one time 7-3. Pitch down low. 8-3. 9-4. And the 5 runs here in the top of the 9th inning. And the Twins have tied the game at 9. Twins with 9 hits, the Phillies with 10. 2 home runs here in the 9th inning. And 3 home runs in the game for the Twins. And the pitch to Morneau is fouled back. It all started with a base hit by Delman Young here in the 9th. 2-run homer by Thome. Walk to Puto. Kubel fouled out. Here's a fly ball to left. Not hit deep. Francisco coming on. He'll make the catch. 8 men bat for the Twins in the top of the 9th inning. And the Twins come back to tie the game. Minnesota gets 5 runs on 4 hits. And nobody left. Now at the end of 8.5, it's a 9-9 tie. And Matt Guerrero will face the Phillies in the bottom of the 9th. 9-9 on your home for Twins baseball.
Network.
We'll pause here for station identification on your home for Twins baseball. Shane Victorino will lead off for the Phillies in the bottom of the 9th inning. The game is tied at 9. And Matty Guerrero's first pitch is in there for a strike at 0-1. 9-9 tie game. 10 hits for the Phillies, 9 for the Twins, and a pitch. Swinging a foul, and Matty works quickly ahead at a count of 2 strikes to Victorino, who has a hit in 4 trips. Well, in the first inning, the Twins scored 3 runs, but the Phillies came right back with 3 to tie the game. And we started all over again in the second. Now here in the ninth inning, the Twins score 5 runs at the top of the ninth, highlighted by 2 two-run homers, one by Tomey, the other by Mauer. And we're starting all over again. Swing and a miss by Victorino. Boy, he looked good on that pitch. A breaking pitch from Matty Guerrero. Strikeout for Matty. Guerrero came on to retire the side in order in the 8th inning. Working in his second inning of relief. He gets his second strikeout. And now here's Polanco to bat. Chase Utley on deck. Phillies have their top of the order batting here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Polanco has a base hit, swings and drives one to left, and it is a base hit. Falls in front of Delman Young. Sinking line drive, boy, Polanco all over that pitch. And the Phillies get the winning run out at first base with one out here in the 9th. And it'll be Chase Utley's turn to bat. 11 hits for the Phillies now. Utley a 2-run triple in the first, a sacrifice fly in the second, and then 2 groundouts in the 4th and 7th innings. He is 1 for 3 in this game, but he has 3 runs batted in, 7 total in the series. Here's the set by Matt Guerrero. Checking Polanco at first, being held by Morneau. And the pitch. High drive, pulled foul. And strike 1 to Utley. Down the right field line. That was hit well, but it was miles foul. And it's 1 strike to count to Chase Utley. With Polanco at first base and a 9-9 tie in the bottom of the 9th inning. Matty Guerrero in the second inning of relief. Sets, and here's the pitch to Utley. On its way, swinging a base hit into right field. Polanco may try for third. Nope, he's going to hold as Kubel comes up with the ball quickly and relays it in. Now Ryan Howard to bat. As Utley delivers with his second hit of the game. And Howard is 1 for 4 in today's game, with a 2-run homer back in the second inning. Sharp base hits by the Phillies, Polanco and Utley. 1 to left, 1 to right.
But John, that ball hit so hard it got out to Kubel so quick, because Polanco did look like he wanted to make a turn at third, and Sam Perlazzo, third base coach, kind of hurried up and threw that stop sign up. But boy, what a dangerous hitter in Howard.
Well, the leading RBI man for the Phillies, 51 runs batted in. And Joe Mauer and Nick Punto and Matt Tolbert, who's now playing at third base for the Twins. Tomey pinch hit for Danny Valencia, and now Tolbert is playing at third.
Now, this is just a conference. They want to make sure that they're on the same page for the sign sequence, but also just going over the scouting report on Ryan Howard as to how we want to face him, and maybe we throw this pitch to get to this pitch. But boy, they're going to have the shift on a little bit. Tolbert has to stay somewhere near the bag at third, and he is way off the bag right now. Polanco's taking a look at him. Boy, and he can steal third right away if he takes off to third base.
Now the set by Guerrero and the pitch to Howard, and it's a ball just off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, the fact that Punto is playing almost right behind second base is the only guy that's really keeping Polanco near the bag at second.
Phillies and Twins tied at 9. We're in the bottom of the 9th. And the winning run is at second base in Placido Polanco. And here's the pitch to Howard, and a swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch. And boy, a dandy by Matty Guerrero. Boy, did he have Howard out in front of that pitch.
He turned it over, threw a little off-speed combio down and away. Boy, I wish Howard would have made contact with it. That probably would have been rolled over, an easy double play.
Matty Guerrero trying to work his way out of a jam here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 on and 1 out. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Howard. Jason Worth is due up next. The Twins rally for 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Tie the game at 9. Now the Phillies bat here.
They throw that breaking ball down again. Or maybe something down and away to see if you can get him to chase. He has 70 punch outs.
And the pitch. He got him. Swing and a miss, and Howard is down. 92-mile-an-hour fastball that was up a bit in the zone.
John really got a base open a little bit. The pitcher spot due up next, but there is a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. Looks like it's going to be Ross Gload going to come out. Well, this guy also chases some balls out of the zone.
Polanco with a base hit to left. Utley with a base hit to right. There are 2 runners on at first and second with 2 away. And Jason Worth bats here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the first pitch is low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
I laid off that breaking ball down and away. It looked like Worth was taken all the way. Infield playing Worth to pull, outfield straight away.
There is activity in both bullpens. John Roush is up for the Twins. Here's Matt Guerrier now as he faces Worth, and the pitch. Strike is in. Fastball at the knees on the inside corner, and it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. The right-hander loosening up in the Phillies bullpen. 2 down, 2 on. We're in the bottom of the 9th and a tie game at 9. Here's the pitch to Worth. Inside, 2-1. Gload, a left-handed hitter, is in the on-deck circle. He would bat next. Polanco, the leading run and winning run at second base. Utley behind at first. Here's the 2 ball, 1 strike delivery now to Jason Worth, and a swing and a foul. Ball popped up and hit the batting helmet of Jason Worth, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now Matty Guerrier ready and a 2-2 delivery. And the set by Guerrier. Looks to the runner at second, and the pitch. Strike 3 call. Breaking pitch, and Matt Guerrier works out of the jam in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Phillies leave 2 on and fail to get the winning run home. We're going to go to extra innings here this afternoon at Citizens Bank Park. The Twins with a big 9th inning rally, and we go to the 10th inning with a tie game at 9 on your home for Twins baseball. Extra innings for the Twins and the Phillies. The Twins are 4-2 in extra inning games, and the Phillies are 2-3. Now Matt Guerrier is the scheduled leadoff hitter for the Twins at the top of the 10th inning, but Drew Butera, Chad Durbin, a right-hander, who's going to come on to pitch for the Philadelphia Phillies. So Brad Lidge will go 2/3 of an inning, and he gives up 2 hits, 2 runs on the 2-run home run. 9-9 tie game as we go to the top half of the 10th inning. Twins batted 8 in the 9th, scoring 5 times. 2 2-run homers, one by Jim Thome and the other by Joe Mauer. Twins have 3 home runs in this game today. Morneau, Mauer, and Thome. And the Phillies have 4 home runs in the game today. Howard, Ibanez, Valdez, and Worth. Here we go to the top of the 10th. Back to the play-by-play, and here's Dazzle.
Well, thank you, John. It is going to be Drew Butera, and I believe Butera the last guy on the bench for the Minnesota Twins. So Gardy out of players right here as Butera. This will be his first big league pinch hit. Takes the pitch from Chad Durbin, and there's a breaking ball in there for a strike. Well, the Twins dodged a bullet in that pitching performance by Matty Guerrier that was just outstanding. And Durbin right back, outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Facing Drew Butera, just a 154 batting average. He is 6 for 39 on the year. Looking So hit well to left field. This could be his first home run. Back to the wall, to the fence, gone. Butera with a home run and has given the Twins a 10-9 lead. Oh my. Some Twins fans here at the ballpark, all on their feet. And Butera taking a peek at Dad, who's here at the ballpark. It looked like an off-speed pitch that Butera, boy, he is being mugged in the Twins dugout. Delman Young bats, swings and misses on a big breaking ball. Boy, it was a curveball right out over the plate. And right-hander Durbin right back, swung on and fouled at home plate. Delman Young in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Boy, this will be a great comeback win for the Minnesota Twins. A little tapper right back to Durbin. He fields it. He's going to flip to first base to retire Delman Young with the first out. The Twins tied it up with 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning. And a leadoff home run here in the top of the 10th for Drew Butera. And boy, they're going to try to get that baseball back, I hope. As Tolbert bats. Tolbert's first at bat. He came on. Tim Thome had a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. And Tolbert came on to play some defense. Pitch outside and low, and now 2 balls and no strikes. Durbin, the right-hander, delivers in a ground ball to Howard at first base. Nice play. He flips it onto the pitcher to retire Matt Tolbert. Nice little play by Ryan Howard at first base. Tough play. Boy, just going back to the Twins in that 5-run 9th inning, no quit. Started with a leadoff base hit by kind of a flare into right center field by Delman Young. Thome pinch hit for Valencia and went straight away center field. And in a big blow, a 2-run homer by Joe Mauer, and that tied it up. As Punto takes the pitch, and it's low, ball 1. 2 down here in the top of the 9th inning. Twins with a 10-9 lead. Right back, fouled off. Punto this afternoon, he is just 1 for 2. He's been walked twice, 1 intentionally. And the 1-1 pitch just outside. Punto last night had a pretty good game. He was 2 for 3. Hit his first home run, a 2-run homer. And the 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. John Roush, big closer for the Twins, continues to loosen up in the Twins bullpen. Most likely we're going to see Roush here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Line drive, base hit right field. Solid knock by Nick Punto. And Punto picks up his second hit. Throw back to first base by Worth and gets away from Howard. The catcher has to field it. So Punto a threat to steal. He has 5 stolen bases on the year. Jason Kubel bats. Throw to first. Punto gets back. Boy, that number 9 slot for the Twins has seen Kevin Slowey started there. And if you're just tuning in, Slowey just an inning and 2/3. Pitch to Kubel, a slow breaking ball drops in there. Manship, he had 1 at bat. Brendan Harris, and now Jason Kubel. Gardy has been busy with the lineup. Another throw to first, dive back by Punto. Boy, a lot of the Philly fans departed here in the top of the 9th inning, but the Twins tied it up with a 5 runs, they sent 9 men to the plate. 8 men to the plate. Pitch to Kubel, and it's inside. Pushes him off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Kubel's second at bat. His first at bat, he popped up to the first baseman. 1-1 on the way, and it's outside. Boy, Durbin having trouble finding the plate. Right-hander Durbin looks in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ground ball right side. Past a diving Utley out into right field. So Punto to second base, and Kubel picks up his first hit. And now to the top of the order, it's going to be Denard Span. 3 hits this inning, but the big blow, a leadoff home run by Drew Butera. His first major league home run has given the Twins a 10-9 lead. The Twins would really like to push 1 more run across. Bottom of the 10th inning, it's going to be seeing breaking ball in there for a strike. Brad Lidge is scheduled to lead off for Philadelphia. Catcher Snyder, and then the shortstop Valdez. Checks the runner at second and delivers. Ground ball up the middle and stopped by Utley. They're going to throw to the plate, and Punto is going to be out at home. Punto, big turnaround third base. Heads up play by Utley at second base. Dove for it. Backhanded it. No stop by Punto, and he came up and threw an on-target throw. And a nice play by Snyder to field it and tag out the base runner. Twins pick up 1 big run. A Drew Butera home run here in the top of the 10th inning. John Roush coming in, trying to shut the door here in the bottom of the 10th. The Twins lead 10-9, and you're listening to Twins Baseball.
You like...
But John Roush will come on for the Minnesota Twins. Roush, so far this season, 17 saves for Roush. And they're going to have a pinch hitter for the Philadelphia Phillies. I believe it's going to be Greg Dobbs. Left-handed hitter for Brad Lidge. Snyder due up next, and then Valdez. So Roush on. Well, this has worked out well for the Twins. Gardy's used every position player he has. And out of the bullpen, he went to Manship early in the ball game. Then he went to Brian Dunsey. Matty Guerrero was outstanding in going 2 innings. Just gave up 2 hits. He had 4 strikeouts. And here, it's going to be John Roush. So Greg Dobbs will bat. Dobbs 1 for 24 as a pinch hitter. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Near the Twins dugout, Mauer giving chase and has room, reaches into the dugout and catches it. Oh boy, nice play by Joe Mauer. Got at the top step and just kind of reached in and made a nice little basket catch. So Dobbs is the first out here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Nice play by Mauer, but very clutch. Not as nice as the one at home, and he reached around the backstop netting and caught. And now the batter's going to be Brian Snyder. Snyder, the catcher, he is 1 for 4. As Roush delivers first pitch in there for a strike. Roush right back, breaking ball. Ground ball to Morneau at first base. He'll flip it to Roush covering first. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Twins are leading 10-9. 5 in the 9th, 1 in the 10th. The 5 in the 9th tied it up. The big blow, a 2-run homer by Joe Mauer. Twins have hit 3 home runs here. And now, with 2 down, pinch hitter Ross Gload bats. Roush pitches from the stretch and nobody on base. Right back, and it's low. Gload 5 for 30 as a pinch hitter, and he has 2 pinch hit home runs. He's driven in 6 as a pinch hitter. Takes the first pitch low, and Roush right back. And that one's inside. And now Gload bats with a count of 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield deep on Gload. Morneau hugging the line at first base. Tolbert off the line at third. 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Gload going to take a look down at Sam Perlazzo, the third base coach, and he points toward the field and not sure if that's the take or go ahead and swing the bat. Here's a 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Gload taken all the way. Three balls, 1 strike, and 2 down. And the pitch swung on and hit well down the right field line, and it is gone. A home run for Gload on a 3-1 pitch, and we're knotted back up at 10. Barely fair at the 3:30 mark down the right field line. So Gload with his 3rd pinch hit home run. He is puffed up as he heads into the dugout of the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, Roush got in trouble, falling behind 3 balls right down Broadway, and then Gload got to time it, and he came right back with the same pitch. Francisco bats, takes the breaking ball in there for a strike. Well, the monitor had Drew Butera sitting in the Twins dugout when that ball first got up there. His head dropped, swung on and lifted to center field. Denard Span calling for it and waits for it, and he puts it away. The Philadelphia Phillies tie it up with 2 down on a pinch hit home run by Ross Gload. We've completed 10. We're going to the top of the 11th, tied up 10-10, and you're listening to Twins Baseball.
The Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Back at Citizens Bank Ballpark, a little bit of a buzz here. But for as ugly as this game was early, the Twins trailed at one point 9-3, and they just kind of pecked away. Phillies now have hit 5 home runs here today. A 2-out home run by Ross Gload off of John Roush has tied it back up at 10-10. New pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies is going to be Danny Baez. And for the Minnesota Twins here in the top of the 11th inning, it's going to be Orlando Hudson, Joe Mauer, and Justin Morneau. And for more play-by-play, you've got it, John.
Here we go to the 11th inning. Danny Baez to the Twins' number 2 hitter in the batting order, Orlando Hudson. 9 home runs in this game. First time this year the Twins have hit 4 in a game. And the Phillies have 5. And we go to the 11th inning, and Orlando Hudson, who has a hit in 5 trips, leads off. How about this line on Chad Durbin? 1 inning, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts, and he leaves the game. And now Danny Baez faces Hudson. Hudson trying to bunt the first pitch. It was high up in the zone, but he went after it, and it's a strike. Danny Baez from a set and delivers a slider for a strike, and it's 0-2. 10-10 tie game. 13 hits for each team. There is one error in the game charged to the Phillies. And here is the pitch. It's high, and it's 1-2 strikes. It occurred in the first inning by starting pitcher Cole Hamels. Now the set by Baez, and here's the pitch. Swinging a foul. Hudson still in there at 1-2. What a rally by the Twins when they batted 8 in the 9th inning, scoring 5. And then Drew Butera leads off as a pinch hitter in the 10th. It's his first major league home run. But the Phillies respond, and here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss and a slider. And Orlando Hudson is down. Baez has a strikeout to start the 11th inning. Joe Mauer, who provided a 2-run homer in the 9th that tied the game at 9, will bat. Well, Danny Baez was a pickup by the Phillies in the offseason, hoping to use him as a filler in the bullpen. Baez coming into this game, his 29th appearance, and the pitch. Wide, 1-0 strikes. 27 innings, 28 hits. Opponents hit .280 against Danny Baez. Well, there was one time when Baez, when he closed with the Tampa Bay Rays, and also was a closer with the Baltimore Orioles, when he was nasty. Here is the pitch, and it's high and wide, and it's 2 strikes. Justin Morneau in the on-deck circle. The 4 home runs by the Twins. Solo homer by Justin Morneau in the 6th inning. 2 2-run homers in the 9th. One by Thome, one by Mauer. Pitch high, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Solo homer by Butera in the 10th, giving the Twins a 10-9 lead. But then Ross Gload hit a pinch hit home run in the bottom of the 10th inning, tying it back at 10, and that's where we stand here in the top of the 11th. One out and nobody on. 3-0 to Mauer, and the pitch is down low, ball 4. And a 4-pitch walk, and the Twins get the go-ahead run at first base. 4th walk given up by the Phillies pitchers today. Hamels walked 2, 1 intentional. Contreras walked 1, and Baez has now walked 1, and now here's Justin Morneau. 2-run single for Morneau back in the first inning. Solo homer in the 6th inning. He is 2 for 5, and now Charlie Manuel is coming out. Slow walk by Manuel, and he will meet with Baez and catcher Schneider and the rest of the infield. With Mauer at first base and 1 out, the Twins are batting in the top half of the 11th inning. The Twins in extra inning games 4-2. The Phillies in extra inning games are 2-3. Well, the discussion continues with Charlie Manuel in the infield. Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, is out there, and he's listening in. It does not appear that he's trying to break it up, but a rather long discussion here by Charlie Manuel. And he now finishes up. And Charlie will trot off, and Everett and Schneider will get back behind home plate. We'll resume play.
John, threat that Mauer could steal second base here, but he was talking to Baez and the infielders. And that was a lengthy discussion out there on the mound.
Well, here's the set now by Baez, and a pitch to Morneau, and it's wide. And it'll be a count of 1 strikes. 10-10 tie game. 5th time this year the Twins have scored 10 or more runs in a game, and here's ball 2 outside to Morneau.
With Baez, he's not even near the plate. He's almost pitching scared.
At the moment, the Twins do not have an on-deck hitter.
They're going to intentionally walk him.
Oh, boy, how about that? John Roush is due up next. There is not anybody left on the bench for the Twins to pinch hit for John Roush. And there is no activity in the Twins bullpen. So the intentional walk, the second given up by Danny Baez, and here is Roush now, and you have to assume that Roush will try to get a bunt down. I don't know.
Well, if they bunt him, then they're going to walk Delman Young, and
That's
then you're
true.
going to pitch to Matt Tolbert.
Yep. So that's perhaps the scenario that Charlie Manuel is going through. Roush shows bunt, and he misses the bunt for strike one, and it's 0-1.
National League Baseball,
Yes,
John.
it is. It really is. I'm just checking to see on John Roush. I'm sure when he was with the Nationals, he had a number of at-bats. Now here's the set by Baez, and again Roush showing bunt, and he misses this one. He fouls it back. Roush is a batter. He is 0-95 as a hitter. Now I'm sure this is a misprint in the Twins guide. They have him 2 for 668. I would assume it's 2 for 68. And the pitch, and the bunt, and it's fair. Played by Howard, and he tags out Roush and away by. On to third, Mauer, on to second, Morneau, and now Delman Young is the scheduled batter. So Roush is not charged with a time at bat. And now Morneau is at second base. Mauer is at third base. And Delman Young is the scheduled hitter. At this moment, Schneider is not standing up to take a pitch for a start of an intentional walk. They're going to pitch to Delman Young. And the pitch. Ground ball hit to short. A dive stop made by the shortstop, but no play. Mauer scores, and the Twins have an 11-10 lead. Now Matt Tolbert will bat. That's a hit for Delman Young. So I guess you can say the strategy backfires on Charlie Manuel.
Wow.
As Delman Young gets an infield single. Juan Castro, who's now playing at shortstop for the Phillies, backhanded the ball at deep short, but once he fielded the ball, he had no play. And an RBI for Delman Young, his second of the game. And Delman now with 43 runs batted in.
Now Castro dove for it, made a nice play for it, John, and just couldn't come up from his knees to make the throw to first base.
Delman Young's third hit of the game, and his second run batted in. And now Baez facing Matt Tolbert in his first at bat. Tolbert's second at bat. He was out on a ground ball on the right side in his first. Swings and fouls off to the left and out of play. Mauer scores to give the Twins an 11-10 lead. Delman Young gets a base hit and a run batted in. Runners at first and third, and a pitch to Tolbert, and a line drive to left, and a fair ball down into the corner. Here's Morneau to score. Delman Young being waved home. They won't have a play on him. Young scores. It's a double for Matt Tolbert. He is out at third base to end the Twins' 11th inning. 2 runs are in, and the Twins have a 13-10 lead. Tolbert will be credited with a double and 2 runs batted in, and he's going to be out at third base trying to stretch his hit from a double to a triple. The Twins are out in the top half of the 11th inning, and Matt Tolbert comes up with a big extra base hit, scoring 2, and the Twins come up with 3 runs in the 11th. Now at the end of 10 and a half, middle of the 11th inning, the Twins are leading the Phillies 13-10 on your home for Twins baseball. Well, John Roush is still out there. He has a chance to pick up a win. The Twins are leading 13-10. Phillies will come to bat here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Let's pause here for station identification on your home for Twins baseball. At one time in this game, the Twins were trailing by 5 runs. Actually, they were trailing by 5 twice. And they came back to tie the game in the 9th inning. They led in the 10th. They lead now in the 11th. And it's the top of the order. Shane Victorino leading off for the Philadelphia Phillies in the 11th inning against John Rauch. And Rauch's first pitch is a ball to Victorino. 1 ball and no strikes. Polanco and Utley to follow, and here's the strike, and it's 1-1. Credit Matt Tolbert with a 2-run double, and he is out at third base on a 7-4-5 relay. But Delmon Young had scored before the out was recorded at third. Victorino fouls, and the Phillies' leadoff batter in the 11th inning is down in the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. A huge hit by Matt Tolbert. Morneau scored easily from third base, and Delmon Young streaking from first base, getting a green light from Scotty Olcher. He never broke stride and scored all the way from first on the 2-base hit. And the pitch, swinging a ground ball foul, off-speed delivery from Rauch. Most runs the Twins have scored in a game, 15. That was against Milwaukee, and that was not an extra inning game.
The scoreboard, they've scored 9 runs in the last 3 innings.
Quite a rally by the Twins. The 5 runs in the 9th inning. There's a line drive, and it's caught by Hudson. Orlando moving to his left and back a few steps into the shallow right field grass area. He'll make the catch on the line drive off the bat of Victorino, and there's one away. And now here is Placido Polanco. He will bat. 5 home runs for the Phillies, 4 home runs for the Twins. Twins with 13 runs on 15 hits. And the pitch. A strike is in to Polanco. No balls and 1 strike. Rauch retired the first 2 batters that he faced in the 10th inning, and then he gave up a pinch hit home run to Ross Glode. That tied the game at 10. Now the pitch. Low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. But the Twins came up with a big 11th. After back-to-back walks, one intentional, the other unintentional, to Mauer and Morneau. Rauch batted and successfully sacrificed the runners ahead. Here's a pop-up on the right side of the infield. Back onto the outfield grass is Hudson. Now he's calling for it. Hudson will make the catch. And that'll retire Polanco. 2 down, and the Phillies are down to their last at bat. The sacrifice by Rauch moved the runners ahead and left first base open. But Charlie Manuel chose to have Danny Baez pitch to Delmon Young. Young on the very first pitch hit a ground ball to deep short. It scored Mauer from third base. And there was no play on Young at first base. And Tolbert batted and delivered the big double that scored 2. Tolbert was out trying to get to third base on the relay. Here's the pitch to Utley, and it's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Utley 2 for 4 in the game. He has a sacrifice fly. 3 runs batted in. Phillies were leading 4-3 and then 8-3 and 9-4. Twins scored 5 in the 9th to tie the game. Off speed and a breaking pitch. It's low. One ball and 1 strike to count to Utley. And the Phillies are down to their last out here in the bottom of the 11th inning. Here's Rauch with the delivery to Utley, and the pitch, and a line drive base hit down the right field line. This ball will find the wall. And here's Utley on his way to second base. He's going to reach with a double. And the Phillies now will have a runner at second with 2 outs. Utley has his 3rd hit of the game. Roush will face Ryan Howard, and the Phillies will move the tying run to the on-deck circle and Jason Worth. 13-10, the Twins are leading. Tiger-Arizona game is underway at Comerica. It's 2-2 in the bottom of the third. A Twins win, and they will guarantee to stay in first place in the American League Central. They had a half-a-game lead coming into the game today. John Roush to Ryan Howard with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th inning, and a pitch to Howard. And a strike, a slider is in, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two away, 1 on. Phillies bat in the bottom of the 11th. They're down by 3. And the set by Roush. Here is the 2-1 delivery and a swing and a foul. And the Phillies are down to their last strike. Utley with a 2-out double. He's at second base. And Howard at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jason Worth is due up next. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And a 91-mile-an-hour fastball from John Roush fans Ryan Howard. And the Twins with a comeback win here this afternoon. Wow, what a victory for the Twins. John Roush gets his first strikeout and his best strikeout as he fans Ryan Howard for the final out of the game. Phillies in the 11th inning, no runs on 1 hit, and they leave 1. And the final score here this afternoon in 11 innings, the Minnesota Twins have defeated the Philadelphia Phillies 13-10. Chris Atterbury is standing by with an update on the Toyota post-game download. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Every time the Twins win, to work a little overtime. And yes, one of the heroes is Drew Butera. Congratulations. First big league home run. And take us through the at-bat. John?
Thank you, Danny, and thank you, Drew Butera, his first major league home run, and he did get the ball back. That's great. Well, the Twins win this one by a final score of 13-10, and winning in extra innings. The Twins now in extra inning games are 5-2. The Phillies fall to a mark of 2-4. And Danny, you got to just say that the Twins were a never-quit ball club today, battling in this game. They were down 9-4 in the top of the 9th inning in the 5-run rally, highlighted by 2 two-run homers, one by Thome and another by Mauer. And the home run by Thome, it was his 570th as he moved ahead of runs. Are 5-2. The Phillies fall to a mark of 2-4. And Danny, you got to just say that the Twins were a never-quit ball club today, battling in this game. They were down 9-4 in the top of the 9th inning in the 5-run rally, highlighted by 2 two-run homers, one by Thome and another by Mauer. And the home run by Thome, it was his 570th as he moved ahead of Rafael Palmeiro and now trails Harmon Killebrew by just 3 in his first home run since very early May. First home run for Joe Mauer since mid-May, but the Twins with the 4 home runs today and showing some offensive firepower, 15 hits in the game for the Twins, and they end up winning it by a score of 13-10.
Yeah, John, this is one of those games here. You're booing and yelling at the teammates here because the Twins, when they threw that 5 spot up in the 9th inning, Gardy was just probably trying to get some guys at bats there, but Delman Young led off with a base hit, pinch hit, home run by Thome, and then a walk to Nick Punto. And then after that, the momentum kind of shifted to the Minnesota Twins, and then the big home run to Joe Mauer off of Brad Lidge. So that was key to me in that 9th inning. And then they had the momentum, and then Butera in the 10th inning. But then also, the Philadelphia Phillies grabbed it right back with a 2-out pinch hit home run for Ross Glode.
Oh.
And the momentum went right back into the dugout of the Philadelphia Phillies. And they had kind of a chance, John, in that inning. But I think the good pitching by Matty Guerrero when he had 4 strikeouts in 2 innings and shut down the door when he had to. And he got Ron Howard with first and second, and then also Jason Worth to end that 9th inning. So good pitching by the Minnesota Twins, especially late in this ballgame. Outstanding clutch hitting by the Minnesota Twins late in this ballgame. So, again, John, 9 runs they scored from the 9th, 10th, and the 11th inning to win this ballgame.
An outstanding effort, as you stated, Danny. Get your rest. We got a day game tomorrow, and this long.
Won't need my rest, John. You got a good pitching matchup tomorrow.
Yeah, we're nearly 4 hours of baseball here today as the Twins win it by a 13-10 score. Here are the totals for the winning Minnesota Twins: 13 runs, 15 hits, no errors, and 6 left. The Twins played their 5th consecutive game without making an error, and their 49th in 68 games of not making an error. Wow. And John Roush is the winner. The Twins are now 39-29, 10 over 500 again. And the Twins on the road are 16-16. Interleague play, the Twins are 6-5. One-run game, no one-run game, extra inning games. The Twins are 5-2 as they win it by a score of 13-10. 13-15, no errors, and 6 left for the Twins. Phillies, 10 runs, 14 errors, 1 error, and 6 left. The Phillies fall to a mark of 35-31. The Phillies have their 3-game win streak stopped, and the Phillies now fall to a mark of 17-14 here at Citizen Bank Park. And the Phillies in extra inning games are 2-4. In interleague play, the Phillies are 5-6. 10 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, and 6 left for the Philadelphia Phillies. John Roush is the winner. He's 2-1. And Danny Baez is the loser. He's 2-3. There were 9 home runs hit in the game. For the Twins, Justin Morneau in the 6th inning, nobody on, his 14th of the year. Jim Thome in the 9th inning with a man on, it was his 6th of the year. Joe Mauer in the 9th inning with a man on, his 3rd of the year. And Drew Butera in the 10th inning with nobody on, it was his 1st Major League home run. The Phillies hit 5. A solo homer by Wilson Valdez in the 2nd inning, nobody on, his 1st of the year. A 2-run homer by Ryan Howard in the 2nd inning, and it was his 14th of the year. Solo homer for Raul Ibanez, that came in the 3rd inning, and it was his 5th of the year. And a solo homer by Jason Worth in the 7th inning, and that was his 12th of the year. And then the pinch hit home run by Ross Glode, that came in the 10th inning. And for Ross Glode, the home run was his 3rd of the year. And all 3 of his home runs have been pinch hit home runs. Wow. 9 home runs were hit in today's game. The attendance today was 45,254. That's the 73rd consecutive sellout here at Citizen Bank Park. And the time of game, nearly 4 hours of baseball. 3 hours and 53 minutes today's time of game. 3:53 the time of game. Kyle Hammer has been our game side engineer. It's starting to get dark here at Citizen Bank Park. And the Twins have finished off the Phillies to square the series at 1 game each. Well, the rubber game tomorrow with Carl Pavano pitching against Roy Halladay. The Phillies will play for Bank Park. The final score of today's game in 11 innings. It was the Twins 13 and the Philadelphia Phillies 10. So long, everybody, on your home for Minnesota Twins baseball.